Hello,
Hello.
guys. Welcome back again to another stream of ours. I was muted, sorry.
Yes, it's fine. It just happens. Just things of the life.
Yes. Well, well. Today we have something different, as you can see, as you can tell by the starting screen. We have D&T, Dragons and
Indeed,
Trains.
yes. It is indeed a good insight, I would say, because here's the thing: Dungeons and Dragons, modern day, normally doesn't have neither dungeons nor dragons.
Okay.
But funnily enough, I think that there would be even more trains than dragons in this game for certain.
Just to clarify, as you can tell by the title, today is not the actual game. Today is just the character creation.
Yeah, correct. We are just going through the character creation, and I'm gonna be talking about a bit what is the story about, what is the themes about, and what are our goals with it in general. Outside
Okay.
of like the obvious of we're just gonna play and have fun, you
Mm-hmm.
know. This is a more longer running series than the one shot we did compared to that.
Okay. So, shall we get started then?
By all means, I have everything
Okay.
ready on my side.
Fine. Then I'll put this right here. Okay. Good. So.
All right, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the landing page. As you can tell, we have a lot of elements. I am a landing page designer. You see,
Mm-hmm.
I've put quite a lot of insight into what you can expect. But we do have two empty spots. One of them belongs to Chicho, as you can tell. The other one is shame to all the person, to that particular person, which I will not call out. Just
Okay.
kidding. But that person is actually drawing their own character, so it takes them a bit longer to upload assets.
Okay.
Their character, like the sheet already, is completely done and done,
Mm-hmm.
if you remember. So,
So,
as far as you can tell, this
that
is a
was.
game about cowboys. But it's happening in a world of my creation, you see.
Okay.
So,
Good.
the first thing I would like to note is this is based on the world called Soul Free. Soul Free is a world of my own creation in which I've been trying to not only adapt D&D to something I'm more comfortable with and my players also enjoy normally, but something I think that D&D doesn't explore of enough and kind of
Okay.
making a very positive experience at the end of the day
Yes.
through it. Like kind of not streamlining it because I am making it a bit more complex, but I'm not going like Pathfinder levels of like going crazy, which is
No, Pathfinder's
uh,
too much.
yeah. If you've heard about Pathfinder, then Chicho.
I've heard about Pathfinder,
Yeah,
and I haven't
I
heard good things about Pathfinder.
here's the thing. My opinion to Pathfinder, I have a bit of an acquired
Uh,
taste of an opinion,
okay,
right?
for those who don't know, Pathfinder is like another role
Yeah,
playing
it's a
game. Yeah.
TTRPG, but it's more like a competitor to D&D directly because they kind of stem from 3.5 as the game kind of
Hmm.
split and the company changed hands and whatnot. So, yes, so but Pathfinder has a much more open-ended character creation process, and it's much more about like skill trees and like following the trees of feats and whatnot, and that does make it a bit more complex and exhausting. I am not doing that. What I'm doing is I'm giving the players more character creation options, like through the options of extra races, extra subclasses, extra spells, extra weapons and armor, more races. I think I've already said that. More in the lieu of like I'm actually stealing the concept from World of Darkness of Maids
Okay,
and Flaws, which is I think a pretty cool thing. That's why I stole it,
this right
in
here,
which you
Marks of
can give.
Frost.
Huh? Sorry.
No, I was.
Yeah. So you can see I've stolen so much out of it. There's a lot of text. I don't think it's worth for the people to read it. This is more for players to read it. But yeah, there's so many things you can try to do and try to achieve, and essentially you will be unable to make two characters the same unless you deliberately go for that. You could choose the same race, the same subclass, the same class, roll the same stats, but if you choose like different options during the character creation, you will still make unique characters that play differently if you want to go that way, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
So
Other than
now
that,
the question: have you played Pathfinder?
I have not played Pathfinder.
Okay.
I started reading one of the adventure paths, one that about like zombies and stuff, because I normally my players normally do prefer doing more like the gothic horror
Okay.
stuff.
Yes. Yes.
But outside of that, I just have my time so filled with like different D&D games
Mm-hmm.
that it would be hard for me to like get into Pathfinder. But I do like Pathfinder's character creation. I might not
Okay.
like the class, not class, but like the how you make your characters
Mm-hmm.
heroical fighting side. I do like that you have multiple actions. For example, one of the things, and you just decide how to spend them. The more you repeat an action, the harder it is to pull it off. Stuff like that
Okay.
I find interesting, but it's not definitely why we're here.
What I've heard about
Yeah.
Pathfinder, I'm a person who has played very few role games,
Uh,
and what I've heard is everything is ruled. Like everything has to be in the rules in the.
it's everything is according to the rules. There's very little room for actual interpretation, which is the anathema of D&D. D&D
Yes,
does the opposite.
that's what
Nothing
I
is in the
heard.
rules. The DM decides everything.
Okay.
I personally strike a middle ground balance. That's why I put rules changes. For example, one of the things
Mm-hmm.
I addressed you, a lot of like things of how I do things.
Oh,
It should be one of the.
I haven't read
It's
those, but
it's fine. Also your first time, but you can tell there's a lot of stuff. There's
okay,
nature
sis,
of grappling, how AC is calculated. So there's a lot of documents.
too much,
Again, any
too much
potential
text.
viewers will need to just accept how I roll
We're
things.
not
But
gonna read all
yeah,
these
we're
today.
definitely not gonna read this on stream. That's not the goal here. The goal
No,
here
no,
is to
no.
get
I read
a
it off
character.
stream.
But yeah, I can tell you a bit about the world itself for anyone watching. Soul Free. Soul Free is a world again of my creation in which I am encompassing a bunch of like my tastes and influences. You can tell, for example, things from like from Warhammer or Dune or like more like gothic horror or Lovecraftian horror. There's a lot of Lovecraftian and gothic horror in the
Uh
story,
huh.
but it's still at the heart a story about heroes, of people of let's say rags people that were not destined for glory per se. At least not this game. I've run a previous, and I still am running a previous game set in Software, but in a different part of the world.
Okay.
And again, there's a bit of like threads of fate of things. This is less about fate and more about well, you're playing cowboys simply, as you can
Yes.
tell. The thematic is very much about westerns and routine shooting, chewing leather kind of people. So there's all sorts of options, and there's so much I could get into. But essentially, the story is as follows: the world of Soul Free was inhabited or almost inhabited until a cruel race of tyrannical necromantic overlords that use ice magic and ice technology
Mm-hmm.
brought in a myriad of slaves taken from all the planets and all the worlds.
The
You could
true
have a
cold.
Loxodon next to an orc, next to a human, next to an elf, and they did horrible things. They were truly despicable. Well, this is the true call. This is the rules for true call, which is one of their cruelest weapons. It's a call that
Yes.
like burns you. Basically, you cannot put it out. The only can you can hope for is to basically cut the affected area. One of the rulings. But the cold ones, right there, those are the cold ones. Um, they yeah, I have provided so much lore for my players, of course. The cold ones were essentially tyrannical overlords, and they had these massive slaves, and they oppressed them and bullied them and used their ruthless like minions called the scourges, which were these creatures of mixture of mutant and eugenics with like flesh metal to basically hunt them and oppress them. The slaves endured it for centuries, this oppression, until one day, after much sacrifice, they rose up in revolt as they had discovered magic. And through magic, they managed to free themselves and defeat the Cold Ones for certain and have them just eradicated because they could not learn to coexist with them. They were just too cruel. Their hearts were too dark. Yeah, that's gorgeous right there. And so the idea behind it was the people then found, oh, there's this vast, rich planet full of resources outside of like the death machines and the torture chambers of the far north. We can actually expand to the rest of the world and find things. And sure enough, there's a lot of wonders. The gods have existed in this plane for very long, and people are slowly warming up to them. Unlike in my other story, in which the gods are kind of oppressed because they come from Austerland, and in Austerland the gods are kind of prosecuted. The division between what's a god and what's like a Lovecraftian entity, like Cthulhu, for example, is just so thin that they just rather not do with any of them. But we are in the West. In the West is the opposite. There's a city of the gods, the Shem, which is every single creed. Like you can have crazy prophets in the streets proselytizing about a chicken burger, for example, and at the same time, like down the street, you can have a gold temple to the god of flame, for example, stuff like that. It's kind of like the Vatican, but like the Las Vegas Strip, kind of. It's kind of that way. But yeah, the game happens around the Golden Coast, which is a far western continent. It was once rich with gold mines, and especially around the coast, it was very exploited. There's a lot of settlements around the coast, but the gold eventually dried up, and there's just this sense of emptiness and wilderness. Not worse than that, the Golden Coast is tarried with the Phantom Frontier. What is called the Phantom Frontier is this perilous area of vastness and wastes as far as the eye can reach that looks like the Wild West, essentially, in which is filled with ruffians and all sorts of disgusting creatures. Even beyond the frontier with these remote towns, there's El Páramo, which Chicho, obviously, being a Spaniard, knows what Páramo means, but it means wastelands in Spanish. And it's basically the remnants of a cruel weapon of the Cold Ones. The Cold Ones used many cruel weapons. One of them was this. It's essentially the aftermath. This land was left barren and completely destroyed. There's this constant red sandstorms that just wash over the people of the Phantom Frontier, and even it reaches the coastline at points. This red dust is horrible for everyone who touches it. It causes mutations and it gives visions. It's
like
really,
Chernobyl.
really bad for you to be exposed. Some people actually thrive living in it, but of course they know not to be touched. You have these almost Martian-like kind of scenes deep in fact, if you zoom in, you can see the map of the Golden Coast right there in the landing page, and you can see the red parts. That's where the El Páramo extends to. But yeah, that's essentially it. The players will start in a small little town. If you zoom, there. That's the Páramo. Also to the south, you can see over the mountains. There's also some.
Oh, yes.
But there's two main cities. There's two main places you can tell. Although we will not start nowhere near them. There's that's to the left is Al-Wazit. And within Al-Wazid, there's a small micronation called Nejem, and that's the city of all gods, where all gods exist. To the right, that's the Republic of Cantera, and Cantera is a sister republic to Austerland, so they have a lot of like that Victorian kind of aesthetic, but it's more like New World Victorian. So think of more like Jamaica, for example, would be an example of during the Pirate Age. But there's many more nations. There's Dunland, for example, which they're basically like Lovecraftian Vikings. And Austerland, which is the proper like Gothic, things. They live in they have a city called Sireforst, which is riddled with vampires. Vampires control everything, and the population is just kept cramped and in squalor, essentially. But we are far away from there. This is a game about cowboys, and Chicho, you will be playing one of them.
I will.
You're not called a cowboy in the game, though. Cowboys exist. You're not per se a cowboy. You're gonna be part of a posse, although you do not start as part of a posse. I don't know if you read the document, the small mention on Discord, but you actually will find yourselves to the northern town. If you zoom into the map, I can point it out for you, but in the northern town of Fuma, which is right here. Right here, I'm pinging it.
Okay.
That's where we're starting the story.
Right next to El Páramo.
Yes, right. But this is the Phantom Frontier, technically. El Páramo is like over here, but it's fairly close. Yes, it's fairly close. Fuma Gorge is a small little community and it's lovely. It has a wonderful sheriff, but it's too small to really justify having a full-blown posse. Your character will have found your way into there, and that's something we will discuss off stream for sure.
Mm-hmm.
How you ended up here, but you could have been a resident, you could have been someone who just happened to be there. You will be turning in a job, or you could just be between, moving between towns. There's a lot of things to do around, and definitely a lot of concepts. So, I think we can jump towards the concepts now if you want to.
Okay,
I can
sure.
explain what everyone has, and then we can start discussing about what you want to build,
Okay.
so we can focus on them. I've even put in the small annotations. If you zoom in,
Yeah,
they'll
I
each have
seen them.
a little crime what they have committed.
Uh-huh. Do they tell you what
No, I
the?
chose it. I chose
Okay,
it.
you chose
I
it.
chose it. This is mostly for decoration. No, not doesn't actually mean that they made that crime. It's just
Okay, okay.
this is a landing page. But some of them have committed these crimes. Let me tell you, actually.
Hmm.
So we can start with the first one. The first character of the top of the list is played by Ollie, which you remember. He played that World
Yes.
War One veteran in our one shot.
Uh-huh.
He's playing Queen Fleetwood, which is a Sun Soul monk. It's a monk that, well, as you can tell, I don't know if you can tell, but he's heavily designed and inspired by JoJo's
Oh,
Bizarre Adventure.
I haven't seen JoJo, so couldn't
It's a good
tell.
show. It's a good show. But he's definitely playing it up that one Western season they have.
Mm-hmm.
Sun Soul monks basically can punch sun out of their fists, and they can shoot it out of their fists. So he
Okay.
essentially like punches beams of sun
Cool.
towards the. So he's good. He's funky. His scene written on the page is causing great offense. I wonder
Mhm.
what could that mean. Next down the line, we have Chigusa, played by Parker. If you remember, Parker played
I
the
remember.
psychologist. Yes. Last game. Well, Chigusa is a southern woman, as you can tell. She's from the southern continent. That one continent that suffered a grave apocalyptic disgrace, and they had to spread out across the world. Chigusa, is a cleric of the trickery domain,
Okay.
and she looks a bit odd. She behaves like a Kenku. Kinda looks like a Kenku. Like she has like chicken legs and stuff, like bird
Okay.
legs. Yeah, she uploaded even art to see if I will upload it later or not. But she's not quite a Kenku, so it's something is definitely wrong with her. She is a master trader. She likes to, for her profession, she likes to travel around and trade with things. She's really good at those. But she's also kind of shady. Let's see. Let's leave it at that.
Okay.
Next one down the line, we have Inca. Inca, you remember she played
I
that
remember.
young, boyish, investigator in the Call of Cthulhu. She's now playing essentially her husband. I mean,
Okay.
what? No, she's playing General Grievous. I mean, no, she's playing Switchblade actually. Switchblade, which is a Warforged. In my setting, Warforged are called drudges, and they're tied in the deeper themes of the story. Drudges actually were part of this world before the slaves came, but they were dormant until like 200 years ago, where they all woke up suddenly without a memory of their previous life.
Mm-hmm.
They were like sentient guardians, and they are tied to the wide and mysterious giants of the West, the God Rotters, that were capable of capturing and harnessing the power of the gods. They were that powerful. He is a freaky guy because, as far as most people can tell, he has 4 arms.
Okay.
That's why I called it General Grievous. And that's
Yes.
why that's why I said that Inca is his husband, because she likes General Grievous. I like General Grievous too. I think he's very cool. But she's actually going like 2 great weapons, which is pretty powerful. But she invested a lot of points into it, so it makes sense that it's powerful. This is one of the options I told you about, that you can, through mates and flaws, really make your character shine. She's kind of like a bounty hunter with a shady backstory, and definitely not probably, I don't know how Inca will play, but probably will be a kind of guy that doesn't want to talk too much about his past. As you
Okay.
can tell, he is wanted for multiple murders. So there's that. He's a fighter battle master, by the way. So Inca, it sounds like he's going min-maxing, but she's not really going min-maxing. I would like to point out she's
Okay.
actually a very fair player. Although she's played mostly min-maxing class, so I will. Maybe there's something to that.
Mm-hmm.
Going down the line, we have
A ghost.
shame,
Okay.
shame. Yes, shame to that person. That person who's not here and hasn't uploaded the tokens. No, just kidding. That person is still drawing. Flyer, you have not played with them yet. But
Nope.
Flyer is playing a Phantom Rogue. Uh, yeah, Phantom Rogue. He's playing a Reborn. Do you know what a Reborn is?
No.
A Reborn is a character that once died but came back from the dead
Ooh.
because they had some unfinished business.
Oh my god.
I still have to talk some things over for Flyer, so I have not a strong sense for the personality of the character, but you know, there's still something, some mystery to him. Even though you
Mm-hmm.
know that, which is a widely known fact because it's gonna be obvious enough for everyone who relates to him. We'll see what fate awaits Rattler. Now,
Is he like a tiefling or something like
I
that?
think he's gonna look more human if I'm correct. I
Okay.
have not seen the character yet, and Reborn kinda just replaces all your character features, so I cannot really tell what Flyer is gonna about. Maybe I imagine like Flyers interpret the character one way and then Flyer draws it a different way. Like I said,
Okay.
I still haven't seen. Just like Inca, Flyer will want to draw the character, and I think also Parker drew his character, but he hasn't used it for his token. He preferred to use a face claim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Going down
Good.
the line, there's Nappa. Nappa was playing the intern in the last Call of Cthulhu story. And now she's playing actually a ranger, if you would believe so, by the cute anime girl profile. She's playing a Beastmaster Conclave Ranger with
Okay.
a small twist. Let's see if you can see it. She's a satiress. She's a female satyr, so like a goat girl, you know, with like goat
Okay.
legs and ram horns and all. Her beast that she will summon, you can find it under pets and aids. Its name is Shadow.
Shadow.
Shadow. Let's see if you can
Oh.
see it. Pets and aids.
A cute dog.
Yes, cute dog, isn't it? So that's kind of like the theme what she's doing. She's actually from Texas, and she's apparently gonna ham it up here. She's gonna be playing a really stereotypical rootin' tootin' shooting cowboy.
Okay.
And yes, Shadow is a funny. Nappa has also spent a lot of her character creation points into Shadow, so we'll see him shine as well.
Okay, but it says here that Nappa is this Mary?
Yeah, Mary is her name.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, I thought you were talking about this one before. Okay.
No, but they're like a team, you know. Like
Okay.
just like
Yeah,
if you
so-
remember Elderbar from your game,
Yes.
Elderbar can summon animals. The
Yes.
difference is that she's playing the variant version of that class in which you can only summon one of three animals, but she has made some tweaks around it through her character creation process, spending some of her points into really buffing up her pet, and her pet will mostly show up in that form as Shadow, the dog.
Okay, okay.
But yes, you can tell that her crime is domestication of and ownership of dangerous wildlife.
I like this art.
Yes, that's the next one on the line, played by Aaron, which you don't play. You haven't played with him yet.
Nope.
Aaron is playing an Harengon. I asked him, and he's actually going medium size, which I think it's a bit sad because I find small sized Harengon the funniest. You know,
Okay.
like a goblin sized
Yes.
rabbit person, but they are human sized, you know, so it's a bit slightly unnerving, you know, perhaps, you know, slightly unnerving. But he's playing an Artificer, which is a class I don't know you are familiar with.
I am not
Or-
actually.
Yeah, because it's not in Baldur's Gate.
I
Artificers.
think there's a mod for that, right?
There is, and it's pretty good. But Artificers are essentially the tinkerers, the toy makers, the weapon crafters. They like to make things and they infuse them with magic. That's their ability. What he's playing is as an alchemist, so he'll be producing a lot of potions and using them in battle and for, you know, things. Sometimes with
Okay.
unpredictable results. He is playing a pretty nice person, pretty good at applied, a guy that mostly helps the downtrodden and the needy, kind of like a roving doctor of that sense. I don't think he's going for the pacifist, but he's giving me like some of a chill pacifist vibe for his character, but we'll see. We'll see how he develops.
Okay.
And yes, he made that small diary entry right there with Avatar Rook. And finally, the last slot belongs to you.
It is me.
It has your name.
Hey,
So you need to. We're gonna edit the shit directly because Roll20. As much as I love using you and all, your character manager still sucks.
Okay.
And we are not using the regular character manager. So the first thing we should do is roll your stats.
Oh wow.
Are you ready?
No, but let's go.
Okay. So you must roll a total of 6 d20s.
Right here in the chat.
No, sorry, not d20s. 46, 6 times. 46 6 times. So I think I have a thing I can give you that you can copy paste. Give me 1 second. Oh, you're just rolling them by hand. Okay, so that's 16. Roll the next one.
17, right?
No, 16 because you discard the lowest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. Roll it again. I'll be tallying on my side. Don't worry. I'll post them afterwards. Okay, pretty good. 16.
16 again?
Yeah.
Wait.
You can just copy and paste
Wow.
/R4d6. Okay, Jesus, 17.
17.
I think you have a god in your hands right now. You're creating a god character here. Let's see. Next one. Okay, 14. 14. Not bad, not bad.
Was pretty good.
Yeah?
Uh,
Let's see.
I have
Two more.
16, another. Oh, two more. Okay.
Don't worry, I'm telling you. Just roll them. Just roll them. I'm telling it for you. Roll 2 more. 2 more times 46. Okay, a 10. There you go. Something more low. And the last one. And a 13. Okay. So your stats are pretty good, I must say. They are pretty good. I always offer the option to go point by, but I don't think you need it at all. I think you have a pretty good set of skills. We do have 2 16s and 1 17. That's pretty strong.
I do not have a 17.
You do not? You should have.
No, it is another 16.
Is it?
Yes. So you discard a 5. And
Yes.
oh no, yes, it is.
Yes,
a
17.
It is a 17.
Math.
Okay.
Math. But yeah, you just rolled a god. So congratulations. You don't have any negatives and you have mostly very high positives.
Good.
What is your idea? What class and race do you want to play?
I don't know about the race yet, but I think I'm gonna be like a paladin.
A paladin?
A
So you
paladin.
definitely would want constitution
Strength.
or strength or special
both.
charisma. Your like paladin abilities. Scale of charisma, like how many spells you can have, how many times you can divine sense, which is one of the abilities of the paladin. And I don't know if it also procs the healing hands.
I
but,
mean, since we already have a cleric, maybe it's not that crucial to have like many spells in my class. I'm asking you because
I mean, we mostly have marshals and hybrids, so we don't have full casters. That's the one thing that we don't really have. A paladin is not a full caster. Paladin is a quarter caster,
it's not.
which is the lowest form of caster.
It's like a ranger.
We have a ranger. Yeah, rangers are quarter casters too.
Okay.
So we have, let me remind you, monk, cleric, fighter, rogue, ranger, artificer. If you don't want to repeat, the options are warlock, paladin,
Mage.
blood hunter, wizard, and
Sorcerer.
sorcerer. There you go.
Okay.
So sorcerer, wizard, paladin, blood hunter, and let me just check real quick. Because I know, here's the thing, I know about them, but I always forget when I try to tally them.
I don't think I want to play a full caster because I am
fine.
not very familiar with
That's completely fine.
the
Um,
D&D spells and
that's fine. So here's the thing: you have rolled fairly good stats. You told me, like, remember, keep in mind, like, going full melee is something you should be wary about in this game because you will be shot at and you're expected to kind of be able to
okay.
be handle yourself in a shooter. That's the one
So
thing I
I'm
warned everyone
just
about.
gonna be like the guy in the Indiana Jones movie that's showing off his skills with the blade, and then comes Indiana Jones and shoots
Yeah,
on him.
so that is a possibility if you don't have an alternative to like ranged. Everyone here either wields guns or has a way to deal range damage, with the exception, I would say, of like our monk, which is a central monk, so he can already like shoot, rays of light out of his fist. So
Okay.
outside of that, most of them are using guns in one way or another.
Mm-hmm. So as we were talking before, I can like a blade
You can have
a long
you can
sword and
yeah, you can
also
have
like a
some.
revolver or something like.
Yeah, yeah, you can have all the guns are in that small handout, so you can check it out whenever you want. But yes, you can definitely go eventually with a pistol and a longsword. The problem is a longsword is not a light weapon, therefore you cannot dual wield with it. You will
Okay.
need to get the dual wield feat, which you can, 100% you can in this
Okay.
game. You in
Could be
fact will
good.
get a free feat if you remember. But the first thing we should do is allocate your stats. If you want to be a paladin
Mm-hmm.
and you want to be able to both fight in melee and shoot, then you want constitution, no, not constitution, strength,
Strength.
dexterity, and charisma in that order, probably. No, those are saves. Those are saves. It's the
Okay.
number on the left side. Don't touch the saves just now. Untick that. Just apply the numbers I gave you. It's in the chat. If you open the chat, you can see your stats.
Yes, I seen them. Good. Then I want to prioritize this strength, I guess. So I'm
Sure.
gonna. It's down here.
And the 10. Do you see the 10? That's
Yes.
where you need to change.
Let me put the 17 in the strength. Constitution 16. Have another 16.
Keep in mind, range weapons proc of dexterity.
Okay. And the
If you want to
spells
think
are
about
you
also
using
your.
wisdom or intelligence?
Huh?
The spells are
The
using
charisma.
charisma.
Spells and all your features of paladin proc of charisma.
Okay. So the 30 is for shooting. Let me put a 16 here.
As you're gonna go a kind of hybrid range melee paladin, probably you also want to go devotion paladin. And devotion paladin, what you can do is enhance a weapon, make it to shine with bright holy light, and you deal damage equal to your charisma modifier. So the higher
Okay.
charisma, the more damage your holy weapon will do.
So maybe I want to swap out my dexterity for my charisma. Get a
Maybe you will
14.
be less likely to hit, but you will do more damage when you enchant it, and you will get more paladin features out of that.
Huh.
Another thing to think about is what kind of armor you're gonna wear. If you wear heavy armor, for example, your dexterity modifier is not gonna help you at all in your stealth, for example. But if you got to go like more medium or even light armor, then for sure.
Do we have like a tank or not yet?
We do not have a tank.
Okay.
But to tank, you just need hit points and high AC. You don't need to have a heavy armor to tank.
I don't?
You don't need to have heavy armor to tank, no.
Okay.
I can give you an example. A fighter that has high constitution and high dexterity, wearing like a simple leather armor, has AC of 17 without magic items.
Wow.
And
Okay.
probably has like a bunch of hit points as well. So
Then
you
I'll
don't
put-
really need to have a heavy armor if you don't want to. If it doesn't work for your build, you don't have to. But if you want to like take advantage of the dexterity and be able to stealth, you should think about going to like, oh, I want to wear a light armor or maybe a medium armor, you know.
Okay.
Okay. So once you have inputted all your stats,
I have.
okay, we can go then to your first level. Well, first we should choose the race. The race is the
Race.
first thing. Yeah, the race is
Okay.
the first thing important. What do you want to play, as far as the
Hmm.
race goes?
What is good for a paladin?
Well, we are using the Tasha's option, so anything is good technically for a paladin. It's more about what you want to play as, what abilities you want to get, what kind of vibe, what kind of role, what kind of story you want to tell with your character.
Okay. Well, also to say, this is my first actual experience with D&D.
That's why. That's why. So there's this kind of like openness. So don't worry, you're playing a pretty
I
decent,
mean,
easy
the
to
most
play
similar I
class.
play to D&D is Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, it does give you a very pretty solid foundation. Let me tell
Hmm.
you, Baldur's Gate.
Also, I'm been told I have been told that not every race is represented in Baldur's Gate, right?
Yeah, no, not even close. Not even close.
And
Like I
and
think I've showed you with the link. There's so many different
and
races you can
I
play.
think it's Yankees are only a thing of Baldur's Gate, or
No, Yankees exist in everywhere. The problem is that Yankees are unique to the astral plane,
okay,
and the astral plane. But the thing about the astral plane is connected to all the other planes, kind of thing. It's
okay, okay.
space. It's essentially space. So
So mm, maybe can go for a draw or something like that.
a drow you could definitely do. The thing about drow though, drows have a sunlight sensitivity. That's a negative feature. If you're staring right down at the light source, like a bright light right
Uh
into your
huh.
face, you get disadvantage on attack rolls and
And
perception checks.
so since
But you
we're
do get all
like
the other features, just
in
so
the
you know.
middle of the desert, we
If
maybe
if you're staring right on the sun, yes, you will get disadvantage. But that can be something that you get as a character. Drow get some positive features as well.
like the dark vision or something like that.
Yeah, dark vision is very fairly common. If you want dark vision, you don't need to go for drow.
Or maybe an
All
elf
elves have
would
dark
have
vision,
it.
for example.
Okay.
Just keep in mind, dark vision. Baldur's Gate simplifies it a lot, but in actual D&D play, the ability of being able to see in the dark is more important. But it's not as good as it sounds. If
Okay.
that makes any sense, it's more important because you there's some terms in the game that tells you need to see your target, and if you
Mhm.
cannot see them because they're in the dark, you cannot see them. Okay,
Okay.
I know I'm sounding a bit stupid
Maybe
right now, but it
if
is.
you produce a light or something like that, you have a
But here's the thing:
disadvantage of on a stealth
having
six or something like
yeah, no, obviously, if you're standing next to bright light, you cannot stealth unless you break a line of sight.
that. Okay.
Yeah. So, um, here's the thing: what do you want to do? How would you imagine? Like, let's put it next to a an imaginary situation, okay?
Mhm.
Let's say that your character is approaching the lair of the bad guys and sees a couple patrolling. How would your character handle that?
Okay.
How are you figuring? How do you want
S-
your character to handle that?
since it is a turn-based combat,
Uh-huh.
maybe the most approachable way of dealing with it is maybe shoot at someone first or cast a spell or something like that, and
Sure,
then approach to another one and bonk.
sure. So you would want to go the straight away, just go through and run them down. So you want to go in guns blazing, which is completely fine. Um, that doesn't sound very stealthy.
No,
So you definitely want to be
does
more
not.
like a frontline fighter, more like in
Yes,
your face,
yes.
like that heroic, almost like jumping into the fray and like letting loose.
With my holy
So,
blade, I
so I would
bonk.
say forget about stealthing and just take whatever convinces you the most. For race and that kind of thing, things like orcs or half orcs would be good for certain.
Okay.
Like you get some positive features that help you. For example, I think it's orcs. You get a bonus action approach. You can just rush at the enemy
Okay.
with a bonus action. Half orcs have an ability that the first time you're down, instead of being down, you remain with one hit point.
Just like in Baldur's Gate. Okay.
Yeah, the abilities in that case are mostly the same. But there's also other options. Though Dwergar, you will get a penalty for like you have also the sunlight sensitivity that Drow have.
Mhm.
You get the ability to cast the spell Enlarge on you and Invisibility, which could help you offset. There's also Minotaur, could be another good class because it's also about like getting stuck in. Bugbear might actually be good with your concept because bugbears kind of like are. But if you want to actually go stealthy, bugbear would definitely be the best way because bugbears are literally the big, strong, heavy guy that's stealthy. That's the scary
Okay.
thing about them. They're very strong, very big, but they're also stealthy. I can send you an image to see if you like how they look. They look like
Let
a
me
fuzzy
look it up.
bugbears. They're called. It's literally the word bug and bear together.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, I've seen
So
them in Baldur's Gate too.
yeah, so they're
You're
big and
right.
hairy, but the thing about them is that they're very strong, and they're cunning, and they're sneaky. One of their
Okay.
abilities is very funny. You get to swing your weapon longer than it is the weapon because you extend
Oh,
your arm. Your arms are so long.
okay. That could be good.
Bugbear could be funny,
Uh-huh.
definitely, and I think could set the mood. If we check the page I sent you, in
Mm-hmm.
most of the multiverse, you would increase one score by 2 and one score by 1. You are medium, you have 30 speed feet, you have dark vision, you have Fey ancestry, which is pretty good. You have the long limb, which is when you make a melee attack on your turn, your reach increases by 5 feet. You have powerful build, which means that you have a pushing, dragging, and pulling capacity of like a large animal, a large creature. You have
Mm-hmm.
the sneaky feat, which allows you to get proficiency in stealth, and you can move through and stop in a large feat. For you can move through like a small gap for a small creature. Actually, you have the surprise attack. That if you hit it with an attack roll, that creature takes an extra 2d6 damage if it hasn't taken a turn in the current combat, and then you
Okay.
get the languages. It's a pretty well
Ooh.
rounded, and I think it fits your concept. But you would have to think about more in the sneaky approach.
Yes. Okay. That could be. Yeah, for
But
sure.
if it fails, you're still a powerhouse. You're still very strong. You're
Mm-hmm.
still very
Okay,
tough,
then.
and you also have godly stats, so
Not
you really
just
can do
a
whatever you
bugbear.
want. You
You
want to be a
convinced me.
bugbear.
Yes.
Sure thing. So bugbears, like many other of the new interpretations of races and new updated rules, you get a +2, and any skill that you want, a +1 in another.
Oh, sorry. What?
So you see your attributes.
Attributes.
You
Right.
can, strength, estate, constitution,
Okay. Right here.
intelligence. You see it to the left side.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a +2 to one of them and a +1 to another.
+2 to one of them, and
Mm-hmm.
+1 to another.
That's your choice. So you know, you will get a plus. You can get your +2 to a +3 with 15, and you'll get a +4 with 18. If you're looking for like converting those into a higher number.
I am looking into putting my dexterity up to 16.
Oh, sorry. You can also increase. You can also increase 3 abilities to +1.
3 to +1. No,
Yeah.
I don't
Instead
think I
of
want that.
yeah, instead of one a +2 and one a +1, you can also put 3 different a +1.
Okay. What if I put my dexterity to 16, and then I
Sure.
put the one to
So that will give you a +1 more on dexterity checks.
yes. What if I put my strength to 18?
Sure. That will give you a +4 in total.
Okay.
Or it
I
should.
think that's good.
There you go. Okay. Okay, you're pretty good at combat and dexterity. You're essentially a warrior. You're a great warrior. We'll see if that lasts you long. So there's a couple of features that we need to take in care. The next one is that you should add. Do you have the page open for Bugbear?
The what?
The page open for Bugbear. I'll send it to you.
Right here.
There you go. You should copy paste the features that I'm telling you. You see in your page, in your character sheet, I sent you over Discord the page for Bugbear.
Okay.
You can just open it in a different tab or wherever you want it to keep it in.
Yes, I have.
So, what you need to do is make sure to copy the features on the bottom right side of your page, of your character sheet. That's what you should tally
right.
all your abilities and things. So, the first thing you should copy and paste so that you know you have it is dark vision.
Okay.
You see there's a bottom right
Dark vision,
features and
yes.
traits
Features.
in your
and-
sheet.
No, I don't see features.
You don't
Here?
see in your sheet bottom
Okay,
right
features and
features and
traits.
traits.
Okay.
There you go. You open, create a new one, and start copy pasting from the page I just sent you your abilities that matter from dark vision downwards. You
Okay.
need to copy those. So just name it dark vision and then copy the concept of dark vision to close it. Then the next one is Fey Ancestry. This helps you keep a reminder. So dark vision is that you can see in 60 feet darkness as if it was dim light, and if you see dim light in that distance, it's actually bright light for you.
The ancestry.
The ancestry is very powerful, gives you advantage on any wisdom save made to avoid or end the charm condition on yourself. That's
Okay.
pretty good.
Long-limbed.
Long limb, that's the one that I think you're gonna really like. When you make an melee attack on your turn, your reach for it increases by 5 feet greater than normal.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, you can actually swing with a longsword without being able to be hit back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could 100% like swing with your longsword and then like shoot someone and you will get no penalty from it. Because you will be 10 feet away.
Wow.
Yeah. So the next one would be Powerful Build, which is the one that allows you to count as a large creature. Very powerful when it comes to like carrying people. You can just carry people without being over encumbered, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have much more carry weight because of that. You can also think bigger things. It's less difficult for you to do things. The other things I would say is you don't need to copy languages.
Languages?
The thing that
Okay.
says languages, you don't have to copy.
Yes.
Once you have copied a surprise attack. Okay.
Surprise attack.
So, once you copy that, make sure to collapse them so that you don't get overwhelmed having to scroll 1,000 times to reach the...
Okay, how do I do that?
You see the cog?
What is a cog?
Bujía.
Okay, yeah.
Had to bring out the Spanish. You need to do it for everyone. Okay, so once you copy that,
There we
I'm
go.
gonna do a simple change to your sheet because you wouldn't know where it is. But I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna tick something that says Powerful Build. Now the sheet will automatically know that you are a creature that has Powerful Build, and therefore needs to respect that for your carry weight.
Okay. Good.
Okay, so let's add another thing in your cog because you have sneak attack, so that you can do it whenever you want. Okay, so what you would have a global damage modifier. There we go. This is something that you need to tick on and off whenever it's relevant. I will add it here. Oh
Okay.
look, it's even called surprise attack. Let me call it surprise attack. So whenever it applies, which is when you attack a creature that hasn't had a turn, you need to apply it.
Okay.
It's 2d6, right? Yes. There you go. So you tick it on for when you're attacking a creature that hasn't had a turn, and you tick it off.
Good.
Simple as that. You see it? Tick on, tick off. Okay. With that done, we can then give you the proficiency in stealth. You see the list of skills: acrobatic, animal handling,
Stealth.
arcana, athletics, deception, history, insight, intimidation. So you get automatically stealth just for your pretty face, for being a bugbear.
Good.
So a +5 in stealth for a paladin, that is scary. That is scary, let me tell you, because that attack probably carries advantage, therefore more likely to be crit. So if you crit and you divine smite, you can do some ridiculous amount of damage, I bet.
Yes.
Yeah,
And-
so that is the fun.
I think luck is forbidden, right?
Lucky, you need to give me a good reason. If you really give it, I would allow it. But if not, it's just like rerolls, and I kind of don't like rerolls.
Okay.
Okay, so we have done everything racial. You have the surprise attack on. The dark vision will be procced through your token, so whenever you upload the token, I will give you the dark vision, so don't worry about that. We can move then to the paladin stuff if you want,
Sure.
since you are building a very scary paladin. Like keep in mind, it's a guy that can hit you with the power of God and you will not see it coming. That's pretty fucking scary, if you ask me.
I'm like a really big guy that you,
That's a big guy who's stealthy. That's the thing. That's the...
you didn't see coming.
It's
Now it's
scary,
just standing beside you and hello.
Yeah, essentially.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Essentially. So, okay. So the next step requires you to use the compendium. Okay. So I need to teach you how the compendium works. The compendium, if you see, is that thing on the top right of the Roll20, not of the sheet, but of the Roll20 VTT itself.
Okay, compendium.
Do you see the books?
Books.
That is the compendium. It should be searchable.
Mm-hmm. I
You
am
need to
there.
click it. There. Okay. There. Now we need to. It's very simple. Search for the proficiencies you have. You, as a paladin, you have proficiencies in.
Wisdom.
Well,
Charisma.
yeah, but that is the skills. I mean,
Okay,
weapons and armor. So, look for a simple weapon. Search for simple weapon, and then you will see something that says category would be
Simple weapons.
proficiencies. So you just drag it into your sheet. You see that? Click that and drag it into the sheet. No, you need to drag it.
Drag it in.
Yeah.
Into...
Close that page that you opened and just drag it into your sheet. There you go. Release. And now if you scroll down on your sheet,
Okay, here.
there you go.
Fine.
It says simple weapons. There you go. Very nice. So now you need to do it for martial weapons. You said martial, it will show up.
I cannot write, sorry.
Weapon.
Weapon. That sounds like a Pokemon.
Of course. There you go. Just drag it. Okay. Next you need to drag is light armor, and then medium armor, and then heavy armor.
Okay,
Or do you have light armor proficiency as a paladin? Let me check. Let me check
think
real
so.
quick. I think you do. You do have all armors as paladin. Okay. So.
Oh, wow.
What's wrong? Yeah, because you're getting all the items itself. You need to search light armor, medium armor. Yeah.
No results?
Paladins, yeah, all armor and shields. However, shields will not be a thing in this game, so you don't have to worry about shields.
I mean, spelling medium wrong.
Search for medium. You search for medium.
Do I not know how to write medium?
I think that is correct, though. That's odd. That's odd. Okay, just write it. If nothing, go to the skill all proficiencies and languages. You see it? Yeah, just drag heavy. Heavy should be there.
Okay, let me.
Like I said, the Roll20 thing is a bit iffy.
Let
To
me
add
take
it, you
in
just need to.
proficiencies. Searching.
You wanna check it one by one. That's a lot of proficiencies you can check.
But it
Yeah.
should be there in.
It's a lot of them. It's every single tool, every single weapon, every single skill.
Is it?
For M, maybe search for M, medium.
Medium.
There it is. I saw it. Scroll down.
I
There you go.
see.
Medium armor.
Okay.
Okay. So the next proficiency we're gonna add is because you have martial weapon proficiency, you have firearm proficiency automatically because of the rules of my game.
Okay.
So you don't have to.
I
I don't
don't
think
need to add
firearm
it.
is. I think you need to add it manually. There's no way to add it through the companion because the companion doesn't actually register firearms. I think. No, it needs to be together. It's a single word.
Okay. No.
See? But yeah, the companion really is. You know. Funnily enough, the Cthulhu one actually works much better, in my opinion.
Firearm.
Yeah,
let me
don't
just-
try to add firearm. You need to add it manually. To add it manually, you just need to click the plus icon inside of that box.
Oh, okay. Manually here. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Manually, yes. Have you added the features? Exactly the same. I think you just rolled something.
Type weapon. Yeah.
You keep rolling something. I'm hearing rolls.
Language
you're rolling something.
proficiency.
Yeah, language proficiency.
okay.
No. So there you need to change it to armor. No, sorry, weapon.
Weapon.
And put firearm. Proficiency, firearm.
Armor. Arm. Here. That's
Okay.
it.
Once you're done, you click the cog again. There you go. All right. Next will be the language. Your race allows you to know common and one language of your choice. So
One language of
search for
my
yeah,
choice.
search for common, because this is something you've probably not seen in Baldur's Gate, because languages don't play a role in Baldur's Gate, but languages play a role in regular D&D. You can choose any non-exotic. If you want an exotic, you're gonna need to justify it for me. You need to give me some lore reason why you know that specific language. Like, why do
This
you
one?
know Draconic, for example?
Is it this
There's
one?
also common. It should just say common. Yes,
In
common.
proficiencies, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
common. Just common. That's the language that everyone speaks. Which is, by the way, within the lore of the story, that's the language the Cold Ones forced upon the people.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Latin, for example, for the Romans.
Okay.
So you have one more.
I have one more language,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be whatever I want.
Yeah, from the list of languages plus the extra languages of my setting.
Well,
You keep clicking things. You're rolling things when you're
okay.
clicking that.
Um.
Let me, while you think, let me put this to so you don't bother the other players. There you go. Now you see the buttons if you scroll up. Do you see the buttons up top where it says public to GM, advantage, normal, disadvantage, core, B or
Okay.
spells?
To
Do you
GM.
see them? Yeah, I have it into GM so that only I get pinged.
Okay.
So everyone would get pinged if not.
So. Don't know where I was at. Okay, a language. Let me see the list of languages.
Yeah, you can search for it in the compendium if you want to.
Mm.
But there's also the language specifics to my setting. There's more languages. If you check in character creation,
Is it in?
you see
Okay,
new
character
languages or extra languages. Where is it? New languages is called.
New languages. Okay.
There's Southron, Causemia, Gisposanizas, Skitterchat, Fork Tongue, and Red Claw.
So Southern and Causemia don't count as
Exotic,
common.
correct. They do not. Southern is like a variant of common. Basically, it's like the tongues
Okay.
of the people of that
Yes.
one continent that was destroyed.
Uh-huh.
Causemia is like the language of the gods. It's the language that they speak in Neshem and around Al Wasit. It's essentially derived from Draconic,
Okay.
so it's like close to Draconic, but it's not Draconic.
Harpies. They're
Yes,
gonna be a lot
Gisposanizas
of
is the language of the harpies.
Ah, you cannot tell me.
Harpies, they have a rich story. They are very crooked beasts, but also very smart.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost human, but not quite. That's what's unnerving about them.
Rat King.
Yes.
Hmm. Fork tongue. Red claw.
Red Claw is the language of the Therianthropes. The language of the werewolves, the were creatures, basically. They come from a southern too. It's like its own sub culture. But there's also Elvish, Dwarvish, you know, Undercommon. But I wouldn't recommend Undercommon for you because there's not gonna be any Undercommon here. You have to choose one more. For your information, if you wanna know, normally bugbears like to associate with goblins, but that is in a normal D&D kind of situation.
Yes.
Because bugbears normally bully
like
goblins and form like groups with goblins.
Just like in Baldur's Gate. Okay.
Yeah, just like in Baldur's Gate. Normally, in this setting, I wouldn't say that that's the case, but there's definitely bugbears that still kind of act that way.
Okay.
And technically, bugbears are a type of goblinoid in a sense. So technically, another language that's widely spoken is Orc.
Okay.
In this
could go
area
for
of the
that.
woods, Draconic is common as well, but Causemia is more than Draconic itself. Elvish is always useful. Dwarvish is a bit more situational.
Okay.
And then there are the exotic languages, like Abyssal or Infernal for example.
I
Which
don't
is
really know
Abyss is
what to
the
choose,
language
so
of demons,
I'll
Infernal, the
listen
language
to
of
you.
devils, you know.
Okay.
But those are exotic, and I will need some that you give it a bit of coloring in your sheet.
Yes.
You cannot just have a like a exotic language for no reason. I know how to speak Satan. Why? I just know. You know,
I
kind of
just
thing.
know. I was born with it, you know.
Yeah. Like for example, a tiefling knowing that's okay, but you still need to give me a reason why. You know,
Okay.
you just need to work it a bit.
Okay. Maybe
Because
yeah.
knowing, oh, I know orc. Why I grew up next to an orc. That's it. Like I picked up some word. That's literally it. But when you, like abyssal. Oh, I just picked it where from school. You know, like
Just like Ronald Weasley in the Harry Potter movies that says,
Yeah.
"Oh, I listen to Harry Potter speak parcel as he sleeps." So
yeah, literally. Like
I have the big one on parcel. Okay, so maybe I think Southern is a pretty common tone for this role. Could be a good one.
it would be the language of the immigrants, the southern immigrants. You do know that in your team you already have someone from there.
Okay. Yes.
Chigusa, which is the character
Parker.
played by Parker, is a character from the southern continent. So, so if you want to choose southern, you could choose southern. If that's what you want.
Okay. How do I add it?
It needs to be added manually, obviously.
Okay.
Just like you added a firearm, just you need to add language. Fun fact, Southern is the word Tolkien used to describe the Haradrim.
Who?
Remember from Lord of the Rings? But yes. Alright, then I think we are 100% done with your race now. And all your proficiencies that are not tools. Or maybe we'll see with the background. We're gonna move to the Paladin one. I'm gonna send you the link again, in case you don't have it. Okay, so from the Paladin, the first thing that we need to do is you already have the saving throws because the sheet auto gives them to you. But you need to choose your skills. You choose 2 proficiencies in these skills: Athletics, Insight, Intimidation, Medicine, Persuasion, and Religion.
Wow.
You'll see it in the link I sent you. So you choose 2 from them, and you gain proficiency in it. You tick the box. You being strong, probably you want to take Athletics.
Athletics, Insight, Intimidation.
You also have a
Medicine,
decent
Persuasion,
charisma.
and Religion. I have a decent
You also have a decent
charisma.
charisma, so you could choose a social skill as well with the second one. But that is your choice.
Charisma, like
Intimidation, persuasion.
could be.
Maybe you want to compensate. Maybe you want to have a higher insight to be able to discern people's emotions.
And I can only choose 2, right?
You can only choose 2 from the ones that are written, which is Athletics, Insight,
Since I am a bugbear, I don't have a friendly face, so I'll choose Intimidation.
You want to be okay, sure. We call these kind of characters that are supposed to be charismatic but aren't autistic in the business. They're just autistic.
Okay,
It's
just like us.
Exactly.
It'll be easier.
Okay.
And I can choose another one.
Yes, from the list.
Insight is based on wisdom.
But keep in mind that proficiency doesn't proc of your attribute, but on your proficiency modifier, which you can tell is 2. What you will do when you choose a proficiency, if you tell, is that you immediately gain a +2 to that.
Yes.
Although you will get a +3 because we are level 5.
I think I'll choose Athletics because I've seen how useful it is in Baldur's Gate. So I think this would be. Oh, I have a +6 now in Athletics. Okay, fine.
You're very strong.
Yes, I am.
Okay, pretty good. All right. Then, with the attributes selected, we can move on to the. We can ignore the equipment because we are not doing that kind of thing for the equipment.
Okay.
We move the equipment for the later. We're gonna start with Divine Sense. Just like you copied your race abilities, copy now Divine Sense and Lay on Hands.
Divine Sense and Lay of Hands.
And I'm gonna put something on your sheet.
Features and traits. Okay. Is divine sense described here?
Yeah, if you scroll down a bit, it's a first level ability.
Any style? Divine smite. No, it's not divine smite. It's divine sense.
Divine sense.
Okay.
Do you see it? Right under class features. You scroll down, divine sense.
Okay.
Okay, just copy and paste it. Added 2 things to your sheet now.
The other
Just
one
to
is
help you
lay
out.
on hands. Okay. Lay on hands. Hey.
Okay?
Okay.
Alright. So, once you copy paste it, I can tell you exactly what each of them do. Divine sense is that you open your mind to the sense of the evil around you, and you can detect celestials. Whether you cannot detect if a creature is a celestial, but you can deduce it because if you're in a room with a person and you use divine sense and you notice there's a celestial in the room and you're not a celestial, you
Okay.
can deduce that kind of thing, right? So it allows you to detect celestials, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you. Okay, you need to be able to see them. Okay,
Okay.
but you can detect that there's an undead around even 60 feet, or there's a it doesn't tell you that person is, but it you can deduce
Okay.
it. And you have a number cast equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier. If we check, 1 plus your charisma modifier is 3, so you have 4 cast. If you scroll up, you will see I've added a class resource for you called Divine Sense. Whenever you spend the Divine Sense use, you can just use the arrows. See? To move
Where
it
is
up
it?
and down, so you remember.
I don't see it.
Above your class features in the sheet. Is it? Divine Sense right there?
Okay.
You can just up and down the thing so that you can keep track how many times you've used it. Lay on Hands is an ability that, as an action, you can spend any number of charges to heal any number of hit points with those charges. So it's a 1-for-1 exchange. You have 5 times your level of charges per
Okay.
long rest. You would have 25. That's why I put it to 25, because you will be level 5 when we finish with character creation. So it takes an action and you can heal any number from 1 to 25 with each thing. And if you spend 5 charges to heal someone, then you spend 5 charges. So if right now your character would be to touch something or someone and heal them with 5 charges, that will be 5 hit points they heal, and you take away 5 charges until your long rest, which you then will refresh. You understand?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Next would be the fighting style. Now, there's a lot of different fighting styles here. So, make sure to think about it. Thinking what you are going for, maybe close quarter shooter, maybe not, it's your choice.
Well, let me see. When making a ranged attack while you're within 5 feet of hostile creature,
So when it's right next to you.
you do not have disadvantage on the attack roll. Range attacks. So I am guessing shooting is indeed a range attack.
Yeah, shooting is a range attack.
Your range attacks in your half cover. 3 quarters cover. Against targets within 30 feet of you. You have a +1 bonus to attack rolls on range attacks.
There's also that you might be interested in blind fighting. Gives you a blind sight of 10. Blind is when you cannot rely on your eyes to see creatures. For example, creatures that are invisible or creatures that you cannot see because they are, in your case, in magical darkness. Dark vision doesn't allow you to see through magical darkness, so blind fighting would allow you, if the creature is within 10 feet, to see it, or at least notice and be aware of it.
I think blind fighting could be good because
could also 100%.
since my longsword and my how was it? My long limbed.
Pistol. Ah, long limb, yeah.
I can reach 10 feet.
Yeah, you reach 10 feet, exactly, yeah.
So
You will be able to swing at anything.
yeah.
But that's on
So
your turn.
if I can see it,
So,
I can hit it. Just basically.
yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah. Just
Sorry.
keep in mind that your long limb thing doesn't apply for opportunity attacks. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you read the long limb thing, it says on your turn.
Okay.
So unless they are somehow doing it on your turn, then it's not doesn't apply. Alternatively, the other fighting style there is Blessed Warrior, which is the only way for paladins to gain cantrips.
Oh,
Paladins do not have cantrips.
they
They're the
don't.
only spellcasting class that do not have cantrips.
No. What are the cantrips for the?
Cantrips are spells that
Paladins?
you don't spend.
Yeah, I know that, but what are exactly the the spells that I could get with Bliss Barrier?
If you read it, they're based on cleric spell list. So you will get cantrips from the spell list.
From the just like a cleric cantrip, but
Yeah, basically like cleric cantrips. You will get two. There's like, for example, Toll the Dead, Secret Flame, Guidance.
okay.
You know,
Is
those
it
are cantrips.
is it firebolt there? No, right?
No, clerics don't have Firebolt.
Okay.
Normally, at least. Some clerics do, if I'm correct, but not.
I don't know if that is so useful.
It's your choice.
Mm,
You also have defense, which will increase your AC 2+1 whenever you're wearing armor. Grip over fighting or dwelling don't fit you as well with what you want to go.
great weapon fighting. No,
Interception, if you want to protect others that are around you.
I don't think the. I'm reading the list of cantrips and I don't think
You're
they're
reading
so
the-
useful.
Sure, it's your choice. So, we're not going Blessed Warrior for 100%. You were probably
No.
thinking between blind fighting and close
I-
quarter shooter, right?
I am thinking about blind fighting indeed.
Sure. Then grab whatever you think is best for you. I think there's not a
Okay.
bad choice.
So do I put it right here in the features?
Just copy
and
and paste it
traits?
in the features.
Okay.
So you have officially now 10 feet of blind fighting. Even if the enemy hits you with magical darkness, you should be able to see, or at least feel, and be able to interact with, and be aware of, let's say,
Okay.
any creature within, or anything within 10 feet of you.
Do I have any attack that it's like a sweeping attack or something like that?
No,
that just
there's no
covers an area?
such thing. That's a Baldur's Gate invention.
Okay.
What you do have is spells that have area attacks, and then you have guns. If you get the really advanced guns, you can actually like spray and pray in an area if that's what you
Oh
want.
wow.
Yeah, but that's my rules. Those are my rules. No vanilla D&D. Okay, so you have your fighting style done. Congratulations. You are. By the way, your hit point should be 10 plus your Constitution modifier right now.
Hit points.
So your hit points should be 13 right now. So make sure to write the current hit points and the maximum hit points on top, you see. Those are temporary.
current
see the
hit
small bar?
points.
No?
The small bar.
Above,
Okay.
above the 13? There you go. 13. So that's the number that you're out. Whenever you lose hit points, you need to take hit points from the below. Right?
It's very
So
low.
say that you
Okay,
take-
I'm level 1. Okay.
Yeah, you're level 1. You're level 1 right now.
Uh,
So
I'm gonna be level 5, right? At the
yeah,
start?
but we're building you. We're building you up from that
Okay.
level. Okay. So make sure to gain 1 hit dice because you have 1 hit dice at level 1.
One hit dice. Where is that?
You see right below temporary hit points?
Uh huh.
It says hit dice. There you go. You have 1.
Total 1. Yes, it says.
Yes, 1 out of 1 because you have 1 level. You have hit dice equal to your level.
Okay.
Make sure to add it. You have 0 hit dice right now out of 1.
Okay.
It's a fraction. Everything is a fraction. Don't you see?
Uh huh.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so it's everything is inversed. Okay, so congratulations, you have leveled up. You are
Okay.
level 2 now.
I think it's a good time now for a little pause.
Sure,
Just
we
real
can take
quick.
up a small break if you want.
Okay. And I'll be right back. Just a few minutes.
Alrighty then.
Okay, we're back.
We are so back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we are.
All right, so we had just finished level
The
1.
paladin.
So also
Okay.
technically we already went to level 2 with the fighting style.
Um.
All right, so
Okay.
level 2, the next feature will be your spellcasting. So
On level 2.
you need to choose. If you check your table of your paladin, right?
Mm.
We can just do all the spells if you want to. At 5th level, you will have 4 first level spells and 2 second levels. But don't worry about putting those because the sheet will do it for you once we enter level 5. What
Okay.
matters is for you to know that you can choose a number of paladin spells equal to your charisma modifier plus half your paladin level.
Wait.
Rounded down.
Repeat that, please.
So you can choose from this list I'm going to send you right now a number of spells for a spell slot that you can cast, so first or second.
Okay, first or second levels.
There you go. Equal to your charisma modifier, which for you, if I'm correct, is 3, plus equal to your number of paladin levels, which will be 5. We're just skipping to level 5 spellcasting so that you don't have to worry about it. Which will be 5. You need to choose 5 spells in total, okay?
5 spells, okay.
From this list.
So a maximum of 2 of
No, you can choose 5 second levels, but it would be stupid because you only have 2 second level slots.
Okay.
I would recommend that you choose 3 and 2, maybe. 3 first levels, 2 second levels would be the smartest.
Okay.
But depends what you want to do.
Okay, let me take the second levels spells. 8.
Keep in mind, spells can be upcast, so it doesn't mean out of spells can be upcast, but it doesn't mean just because you have
Burning Smite, what is that?
they're the paladin spells. A lot of them have smite. Just keep in mind, the smite spells are always worse than you just divine smiting, as far as damage is concerned.
Okay.
But what they do is that they apply an effect. Okay. So instead of like doing a bit more damage, you you drop them prone, or you make them scared of you, or but you do sacrifice damage to do that. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Like if you just want raw damage, divine smiting is the best way to do it.
Divine Smite, is it a first level?
That's not a spell. That's a feature that you have,
It's
and
a
we're gonna go.
feature.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
like
something
that.
only paladins can do, in which you spend a spell slot and you deal extra damage when you hit an enemy.
I've seen it in Baldur's Gate and it's
Yes.
so OP.
It is OP. It is OP, especially because you decide after hitting. So if you roll a crit, you can decide to smite, and then you do double that damage, and it's ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Let me tell you this, and I don't know if anyone is watching, because I did send this to my group, but my group of paid players, they just finished Curse of Strahd, they fought against Vampire, the god of the vampires. And he was like in a reduced form, like in an avatar form, so he wasn't actually the god, but he was still really powerful. He could kill you with just touching you with his blade. And the paladin, which actually ended up dying in that fight, but was pretty epic, she threw herself at the monster and did 140 damage to it in one turn.
140?
Yes.
Wow.
Just by divine smiting. She would hit divine smite, hit divine smite, hit divine smite, hit divine smite.
Like 4 crits in a row or something?
No, not crits. I think only one of them was a crit, actually.
Oh, wow.
She actually has done much more in the past, but she did that to a god,
Wow.
which was crazy. The god then killed her next turn, but it was pretty good. It was pretty epic. It was almost over half its HP. It had 260, if I'm correct. HP, that monster. But yes.
Try to d6 radiant damage to target.
So all the smite spells, they all do like a small amount of damage compared to the divine smite, but they apply an effect.
Yes.
Just so you know.
This is like
Also another difference is that the smite spells require you to concentrate on them.
This is
And you cast them before attacking.
to 1
you know?
minute.
Yeah.
Is it
If you want my opinion, Chicho, and I listen, and I am a paladin hater. I hate playing as a paladin. I'm not
Okay.
saying paladins are bad, I just don't like them. Because
Okay.
if you're a paladin, and you're using your spell slots for something that's not smiting, you're doing something wrong. Sadly, that is just the thing.
Okay.
But I tell you, if you're considering the smite spells, you should definitely consider the ones that apply not the damage. You don't should look at the damage. You should look at the effect they apply, like fear, or knocking them
Okay.
prone, or knocking them back.
So this
Those
one,
kind of
uh,
yeah.
the how is it called? The branding smite. It
Yeah.
just makes the invisible visible.
And you should be able to hit invisible creatures if you want to go for branding smite.
I mean,
It is the second
is
level
it,
though.
is it really
The damage,
useful?
the damage. Let me tell you, the damage is 2d6 radiant damage. That
Plus
is
the attack
yeah.
plus the
But let me tell you. A second level divine smite is 3d8 radiant.
3d8.
Yes, against a normal creature, against an undead, it's 4d8.
Okay.
Just so you realize, with the same spell slot, what you're achieving. You understand?
So it's really low compared to.
The damage of the smite spells is always garbage. You want it for the effect more than anything else.
Okay, so I don't think turn invisible the invisible is really useful. So I will not choose.
You are
invisible.
definitely equipped to hunt invisible creatures, though. Because you
I
are
am I?
long, you're fast, you're sneaky, and you will actually spot them if you're close enough. So.
Well, maybe it's a way to go.
It's your choice. It's really how you want to go about it.
Okay. Mm, let me check this. Okay, further on the list. Second level spell for paladins.
Do you
Steed.
want some
What is
tips,
fine
maybe?
steed? What is
Fine
fine
Steed
steed?
is Fine Steed definitely is good. Allows you to summon a horse, a
Horse.
smart horse, in fact, that you can talk to it telepathically. That would be a useful spell for you.
Oh, it could be a warhorse, a pony, a camel, an elk, or a mastiff.
That would not be bad at all, I think. Definitely a better use of your second level than a branding smite.
Okay. Is
I
it
would say.
is it like the ranger summoning an animal?
Familiar, yeah. It's essentially your familiar.
Okay.
It's a familiar that you use as a steed. At higher levels, you can even summon like a special monster, like a griffon or a pegasus, but not right now. Right now, it's a horse, a normal-looking horse. But it's a smart horse, a horse you can communicate with telepathically. Fine steed, I think, especially for this game, would definitely be useful. A lot of people have invested into horses and carriages, and it is the Wild West. Keep that in mind.
Oh, right, that's right. Okay, I'll choose this then.
Okay. So you can find steed in the compendium. Just click the tab on your sheet that says spells on the top right.
Top right spells. Don't see it.
You see core, bio, and the cogwheel.
Okay, spells.
Right. Click spells, and now you can go to the compendium and search find steed. That should be in the compendium.
Steed. Yes, it is.
You click and drag it into the spell sheet, and you should have find steed.
Wait, fuck.
I haven't deleted the previous thing. There you go.
Find steed.
Alright,
Okay.
so fun things about the spell tab. Here's the thing. If you hover over the spell, move your cursor over the spell, you see that there's a speech bubble and an eye next to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you click the speech bubble, you will automatically post the spell.
Okay.
Yes? If you click the eye, you can actually open and read it. I recommend that you have it collapsed so that you don't get overwhelmed with the amount of spells. But that's when I ask you, for example, to post a spell, you must click the speech bubble. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, so you collapse
Okay.
it
Now,
again with.
now you only see it because this is turned on.
Yeah,
right?
because you have it turned to GM. But when you ask to post it, I will ask you to put it in public.
Okay.
But for now, since you're just created, you have to keep to GM for now. Okay? Collapse your spell so that you don't get overwhelmed and you have to scroll 1,000 times to get to anything.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You have 4 more spells to choose.
4 more. Let's
Yeah.
find another second level
if-
spell.
If you want a tip, magic weapon might be something that you might be interested because
Oh,
it turns
magic
a
weapon.
weapon. Yeah, turns a weapon that's not magical into magical, gives it a +1, and you can choose a gun or a longsword, which is what you want to do.
Okay. I
Here's the
think
clue.
I've used it. I used that in the in Baldur's
It's
Gate.
especially useful against when you don't have a magic weapon and you're fighting something like a ghost or.
But I think I
or-
did it wrong because I put it on Gale, and Gale doesn't really make use
Yeah,
of it.
Gale
Gale
can
just
cast. However,
has
you can
has
cast.
to approach someone to.
Yeah, you
cast
need to be in touch range to apply it.
Okay.
But magic
for
weapon would
me,
be a good
could
help.
be really good.
It
Okay.
could be.
Okay.
You meant you
then.
will only have 2 second
choose
level
that.
slots, so there's no way you're casting 3 spells in the same turn. But you might want to have multiple. Find Steed you will only need to recast when you lose your horse or it dies.
When I lose my horse or it dies. Okay.
Yeah, say like someone like takes away your horse. For
Just
whatever
like my
reason.
spider in Baldur's Gate or the
Yeah.
bird.
Yeah, then you
The
will
chicken?
need to recast it. Yeah, you will need to recast it with that. So there's that about it.
Okay.
Let me
Magic.
make you an
weapon.
entry for your horse, and then you can name it. Because I'm putting
Spells,
everyone.
magic
into-
weapon. Okay, here it is.
Does find steed indicate? Let me check something really quick.
So
Does it say
does it
what?
work in a weapon that is infused in magic? No, right?
No, magical
Okay.
weapons do not apply to that. So find steed.
Okay, now on to the first level spells.
I think it's the room for riding horse. I'm just gonna do a little trickery.
What is that spell that Shadowheart has at the beginning of the game? Is it infect wounds?
Inflict wounds, yeah, but that's a really bad spell for you.
Okay.
Inflict wounds is really bad on paladins. Even if you could take it, I don't think you can. But even if you could take it,
Okay.
because
with
you
Shadowheart,
are
at least
doing-
in the beginning of the game, it's really powerful.
clerics are always powerful. Clerics are always relevant and they're always powerful. They're always helpful. The problem is when people see clerics as like heal slots, because they are not. They are utility slots, which is
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
They can do many different things. That's the thing about clerics. Okay, I'm giving you a horse. You can change the token if you want to. I'm just gonna call it Chicho's horse for now.
Okay. I haven't decided the name of my character yet. But
That's fine. That can be something for later.
Uh-huh.
For now, let's get the shit done. There you go. You should be able to see Chicho's horse now under pets and aids.
What about
then you can
command? Is command good?
Command could be useful. Suggestion is much more powerful.
Suggestion.
But you don't have suggestion as a paladin.
Okay.
Because suggestion is very evil. Command allows you to decrease something short, like an action, like drop it, or come here, or leave. And if the person fails the save, they need to do it.
Okay. Can you cast it on an ally to make him like an extra,
No.
give it an extra attack or something?
No.
Okay.
You're just changing their will, not their actual economy.
Okay.
So if you're looking at first levels, I can give you a couple of suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Bless is always useful because you can hit a couple of your allies with it as well, and you all get an extra D4 on any attack or skill check that you do, which is useful. Also saves
Saving
applies.
throw. Okay.
It is, however, a first level for you. That is one you're taking away from like your damage pool, let's say.
And it requires concentration.
And it requires concentration, and it's an action, so do keep that in mind. Command could be useful, maybe. It's more situational, and it's not as powerful as suggestion. As suggestion
What?
does
What
do.
one?
Command, the one we were just
Okay,
talking.
come on.
Yeah. Okay, so command I would say is a bit more iffy. Compelled duel might be something that interests you because compelled duel is what you force a creature to not go too far away from you.
Okay.
If the enemy fails the save that they need to do, they cannot leave 30 feet away from you. So they cannot run away. They cannot, do all these things. So
It requires concentration too.
it does, but it is a bonus action, so it doesn't take you away from you attacking the creature. Cure wounds if you want to heal. It's a bit more situational. It's a full action, and you do need to touch the creature. But healing is not as good. You would use it probably more your lay on hands if you need to heal someone to like save them from death, for example. Lay on hands would be useful for that.
But I don't have lay on hands. That's a
You do.
paladin.
You do. It's a paladin ability.
Oh, it's an ability. Okay.
Yes. If you check your sheet, you should be able to see lay on hands. So, I'm going down the list. Detect evil and good, probably not as useful when you have divine sense. Divine favor is kind of okay, but not that much. Protection versus evil and good is good, but it does require you to pay a cost each time you cast it. You need to spend a vial of holy water. So it is very powerful, but it is situational and expensive. So it's more of the choice. Finally, Shield of Faith is a bonus action spell, concentration, but when you cast it, you increase the AC of any target that you select by the spell by 2, which is useful to protect people.
Yes.
Protect yourself or people. Keep in mind, if you're casting it on yourself, the concentration is less important because you are casting it so that you avoid getting hit. Period. So there's that. Any spell that you cast as a paladin comes at the cost of you losing damage, just so you know. Because it's just like how it is. The class is built around.
Losing damage. Okay.
Yeah, because every single spell slot that you don't use to Divine Smite, you're losing damage by that simple, axis.
The Divine Smite. Does it require a spell slot?
Yeah, consumes the spell slot.
Level 1?
Whatever level that you want to use. Depending on the level, the higher the damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the next feature. We're gonna just finish spellcasting and then we'll tackle Divine Smite, which is actually a very simple.
Okay. What about the smites? Level 1 smites.
Thunder Smite pushes back. Wrathful Smite makes people afraid of you. And I think what does Searing Smite do? I can't remember. Searing Smite, you make them burn, which is little damage. A bit of damage each turn. Like I said, if you want just the Searing Smite because they do damage on a proc, it's better to use Divine Smite for the damage. You want them for the negative it gives.
But maybe against maybe like a really powerful enemy, making him like afraid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't want the smite spells for the damage. You want them for the condition they do.
Okay.
The damage is just like extra. Because if you compare the damage of any of the smite spells versus the actual Divine Smite always wins. Always is better. Mm-hmm. It's by design. Another interesting spell that you might want to take is Detect Magic, because Detect Magic is a spell you can cast as a ritual. Which means that if you have 10 minutes to start channeling and chanting, it will actually not consume a spell slot.
Okay.
But it does require 10 minutes to cast when you use it that way. If not, it will require a spell slot. Detect Magic allows you to have this special aura around you in which you can detect if there's any magic within 30 feet of you, and you can identify which school of magic it belongs to. So something like a magic sword will only pop up as magical because a magic sword doesn't have enchantment. But if you see like, oh, that person is being mind controlled by a dominate spell, you will see enchantment magic on them. But you will not know
Okay.
it's a dominate spell, you know? You will know that there's some enchanted magic was cast on him, for example. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
That would be detect magic, which does not require for you to um, spend a spell slot, so long you have 10 minutes to cast it. Spells where you see that the casting time says it has an R to the side are rituals. When a spell is a ritual, you can spend 10 minutes casting it to avoid having it spend a spell slot.
Okay.
Yeah. There's also, I think, let
Okay,
me
I
check.
think in Baldur's Gate it doesn't require a spell slot unless unless you're in combat, right? Something like that.
I don't know how those spells work in Baldur's Gate, but I don't think Baldur's Gate really does rituals.
Yes, it
No,
does.
they just
I've seen them.
you've seen them.
Uh
No,
huh.
myself, I haven't seen it. Baldur's Gate normally skips anything that requires time. To
Yeah.
be honest, because it would make gameplay very. But there's there's a the punishment, so to speak, to reason
Mm-hmm.
when you use time. Let me just quickly check if there's any spell that you might want to consider from my own, the ones I created, because you would only get paladin spells.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, new spells. Let's see. Okay. 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 Yeah, no, I haven't made any. Sorry, I haven't made any new spells for paladins.
No, it's okay.
Like I said, I have a grudge against paladins because they are just too simple for my taste. They are very powerful. They're really good to have both as and if you like care for big number, paladins are very funny because you like just hit people with big number and that's fun. But outside of that, they kind of struggle, in my opinion.
Okay, so I think Wrathful Smite could be good.
Sure. That is, Shirathos Might should be compendium compatible, I think. Let me check. Yes, you should be able to search for it. But if you search for Smite, you will be able to see all of the Smites. But just search Wrathful. Okay, so after Wrathful Smite finds the magic weapon, you can choose 2 more spells. Of first or second level.
It is not here.
Are you sure? It is not. I just realized, yeah, it's not.
Okay,
So you will need to add it manually if you want it.
Okay.
So for that,
Oh, sorry.
it's fine. For that, you need to click the plus on the first level and you need to copy every single part of the spell.
Oh wait, I am at second level.
It's a first level.
Wrathful Smite.
So make sure to write the name, the casting time, the school, the range, duration, and the components it requires, and also all the text associated. So,
Casting time here, range, self.
Wrathful Smite is an evocation spell that requires a bonus action. The range is self, concentration up to 1 minute, and it only requires verbal component. So the V.
Concentration up to 1 minute. Spell casting ability? What is that?
Casting ability should be your charisma or spell card. The casting ability should be your charisma.
I see.
You use charisma for your spells. Okay. Make sure to also change the school and the components.
What is the school?
Evocation. Right now you have it as abjuration. And does Wrathful Mind have an upcast?
I'm
It
not
does not.
seeing it.
It's pretty bad. When half of your spell says, if you hit the thing, X happens, you know?
Okay.
So make sure to change the school, the components. And once you're done, click the cogwheel and collapse the spell so that you don't get overwhelmed with things.
That's it, right?
The school and the components are missing.
School. You sure?
Yes. The school is evocation, the components is only verbal. You have put it at abjuration and you have
only
put
verbal.
all components.
Okay.
That is correct. Now, so you know, the component, verbal means that you need to clearly state it out loud. It's something short, like quieter
Like-
than shout, but above conversation. Just so you know, to cast a spell.
Okay.
So, for example, if you cannot breathe, you cannot cast a spell. If you cannot talk, you cannot cast a spell. If you're in a silence era, you cannot cast a spell. If you're underwater, you cannot cast a spell. You know, if your lungs are crushed, you cannot cast a spell. If you're unconscious, you cannot cast a spell.
Okay,
You understand
if
that,
I
right?
sell my lungs, I cannot cast the spell.
Correct. You need to clearly, or your tongue, for example, if your tongue for some reason missing, you need to clearly say the magic words. Think about Harry Potter, Alohomora. You know, it's more loud than a conversation voice and quieter than a shouting voice. It's the in between step, just so you know.
Okay.
Somatic components means like using your hands, waving your hands around, and you need your hands free for that. Okay, you cannot carry things unless you take a feat. There's a feat that allows you to actually still satisfy somatic components with your hands occupied.
Okay.
And lastly, material. Material normally requires that you have a holy symbol, a magic wand, a magic rod or something. Sometimes it's the ingredients, and some spells require a specific ingredient that you use. You know. So there's that. Okay, so collapse, wrathful smite, and now you know that you. Detect magic should be in the compendium. Okay.
Detect magic.
Yeah.
I think
To collapse
I'll
it is
add
the
it.
eye. Keep that in mind. Detect magic is a decent spell.
Good.
Remember to collapse Wrathful Smite so that you're not getting overwhelmed.
There.
It's the eye. There you go. Alright?
What else?
You have one more spell.
I have 2 more spells.
Isn't 5 what you need? You have
Oh yeah,
four-
I have. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
you have one more spell to
Yes,
choose.
yes. Since I had a 4 level 1 spell slots, I thought.
Yeah, the spell slots and the number of spells is different.
Yeah, yeah. What is this?
Since you're not gonna
Divine
cast
Figure.
Find Steed every single long rest, unless you plan to have your horse die every single long rest, you could choose another second level if you want. There's a couple that you might be interested in.
Maybe.
If you don't like spells like Bless or Detect Evil and Good or Divine Favor or Protection
What
from
is
Evil
that?
and Good.
Divine Favor. You pre-employ
Divine Favor,
right
when you
here.
concentrate on it, you do extra radiant damage when you hit an enemy. But again,
An extra D4. Okay, it's.
yeah, it's
Can
it's. Let me put it like this. Chicho.
I'll just use a divine smite. Then.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the problem with that spell. Like, Divine Favor sounds good on paper, but when you start calculating it, you will need to hit with it around 8 times to justify, the spell slot. So it's not that good. Yeah. So second level spells that you might be interested in would be Prayer of Healing. Is a spell that it's not a ritual, but it takes 10 minutes, and it's the best healing spell out of combat. I've done it sometimes with Shadowheart in the game, although you probably have not noticed because it looks exactly like a short rest.
No, yes, I've used it too in my other.
Okay, so Prayer of Healing is the best healing spell out of combat by far, but also Zone of Truth you might be interested in, because Zone of Truth creates an enchantment in an area, right, in which creatures inside of them cannot lie willingly. That doesn't mean that you force them to tell the truth. It's just whatever they say cannot be a lie.
Okay.
It's also a situational second level kind of thing. That would definitely give you a bit more like flavor to your character. instead of just Divine Smite. But it's really up to you. I can tell you, Gentle Repose is a spell that you can cast on a corpse so that it doesn't rot for a while and it cannot be raised again as an undead.
Okay.
So it's very funny to cast it on a vampire that's been converted, so that vampire is like forced to stay put for a couple of days before it can rise.
Fine.
But yeah, it's kind of trolly against vampires. But outside of that, like if, for example, you
And
see
it's wasting like a second level spell.
yeah, it is just a highest level slot for sure. For sure.
What is Warding Bone?
Warding Bond is a bit more situational. You touch a creature, and you essentially share HP. If he takes damage, you take half of the damage, and he only takes half of the damage. If you
Shadowheart
take damage,
has it too.
yeah, Shadowheart can have it, but it's, in my opinion, a garbage spell. It's more of a
Yes.
there's a lot of D&D spells that are more for like bad guys, in my opinion. And this is definitely like a spell for a bad guy.
Zone of Truth. Create a magical zone that guards against deception. Okay, not that one for sure. Find vehicle.
Yeah, that's ignore that one.
Okay.
That's from some of the optional UA stuff. That one is a bit more situational.
UA is like another kind
An
of
Earth
game.
Arcana. It's UA is playtest stuff. Some of it is good, and some of it is kind of out there. Personally,
Okay.
I think Find Vehicle is not the fairest one. It's like a bit broken. I once was told that a first level bard UA spell was broken because it could charm a bunch of commoners, and it's like,
What about heroism?
which one?
Heroism, the level one.
Heroism is very situational. You get a couple of benefits from it. First, you get, I think it's an advantage on wisdom saves to avoid being frightened, and a couple of hit points. But it is a first level slot that you could be using into Divine Smite, so you value that. It's a full action to cast it too. And it only lasts, well, how much does it last? Heroism?
1 minute.
1 minute, and it's concentration, so
No.
between Heroism and Shield of Faith, I think Shield of Faith is better, personally. If you ask me.
There's a spell called Purify Food and Drink. It's
Yeah,
like,
of course.
I imagine Jesus like blessing the table, you know?
The opposite. The opposite. Jesus poisoned the water. Jesus made the water into wine.
I don't really like any spell I'm seeing now.
And then choose one that you think might be situational. In case it comes, I have it. You know? You don't have to spend your spell slots in these spells. You can just take a spell that, just in case I need it, you know, kind of thing.
Okay.
And it can be a first one or a second level spell. It's your choice. Because, for example, I don't think you're going to be casting Fine Steed every single long rest.
No.
I think you're only going to be casting it when your horse dies. Mostly.
Yes. Just.
And if you avoid it, you will never have to cast it again.
Just like my ranger does, but
Yeah,
you have a thing with my chicken and always kill him.
Listen. Your chicken just happens to be at the place I'm throwing the big things.
The right place at the right time.
Yeah, he's my spotter, my artillery spotter.
Wow. Okay.
So it's your choice. I don't think Compendul would be a bad spell for you, but I also don't think Bless would be a bad spell. I don't think Zone of Truth would be a bad spell. I don't think Shield of Faith would be a bad spell. I think all of those could be good spells for you. By the way, if you want to, you could take Ceremony, which allows you to marry people. Ceremony allows you to do a bunch of like religious stuff if you want to.
Like for the power I have been given by
Yeah,
this fucking
you
spell,
can-
I can.
You can marry people. You can carry out funerals. You can dedicate something to a god. You can make a coming of age. You can bless water. You can atone a creature.
Okay.
Just keep in mind, it costs 25 gold each time you do it.
Hey, no. It's like
Yeah.
paying taxes. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah. That's the thing. It's the
just
powerful
like in
stuff
real
that
life. I don't like that.
you
I
don't
played
like
this game.
spending money. Then
Played
you're
this game
definitely
to
not
the
gonna like
reality.
protection.
The
You're
reality
definitely not
kicks
gonna
in.
like protection from evil and good then, because each time you use it consumes a holy water vial.
Huh.
It's your choice. Again, you could take another of the ritual ones if you think that
But
maybe not. You know, maybe you don't want to.
what if
You know.
I grab a bunch of water, like water bottles or something like that, and cast purify food and drink? Does it become holy water?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
If you read the spell, what it does is if it's dangerous or pernicious to
Yes,
consume,
yes,
carries
it
any disease or is
avoids
poison.
poison or
Yeah,
something like that.
basically.
Yeah, I was
Just keep in
imagining.
mind that makes alcohol non-alcoholic.
Oh,
Yeah, because
that doesn't
alcohol is poison.
sound fun.
It is
That's all.
not fun, but it is the truth. I'm just warning you. I think some people in the Wild West might be a bit of alcoholics, you know. So if you have, if you're gonna rile them up, taking away their
Just
food,
like in
might
real
be-
life.
You say because where were you? Where were you studying, by the way? Where was it?
was
Where were you?
Nebraska and
Nebraska, yeah. So
South Dakota.
yeah, so
With
yeehaw, a lot of alcoholism. I
no,
bet.
no, there
No?
was no.
There was not. Oh, I see.
There was alcoholism, but not because of the yeehaw,
I see.
because of the Sioux.
Of the soup.
Yeah, it's spelled like this.
You mean like the natives?
Yeah, the Native Americans.
Yeah. They have a problem long coming. It's a shame. Okay, so just one more spell, teacher. You've been at this like half an hour.
It's really hard for me to choose
And
when
you're
when I
playing
don't
a
know
paladin. And you're playing a paladin which has like 3 options. Imagine if you were playing
Imagine
a
if I
wizard.
played a wizard or a sorcerer.
Yeah. Okay, so one more, teacher. One more.
One more.
If you don't like them, just pick one that will be good to have if it comes to it. That's my suggestion to you. Like, if I were caught without it, would be worse. Like, say that you need something really bad, and that spell provides it for you, but you don't see yourself casting it normally. Then take that one.
Okay.
That will be my suggestion.
Locate object. No, I'm just kidding.
Is it like that's a second one?
Yes.
It could be, you know? Who knows? Who knows? I've had it be cast in my games, locate object. I've had it in my
Is it like
strat game.
Akio in the?
No,
in
no,
Harry
it's
Potter?
worse. It's worse. It's like imagine a sassy GPS.
Okay.
Like imagine you put in a GPS, find the local ice cream store, and the GPS goes like,
Oh.
over there, 300 meters.
Okay,
You know?
it's like that arrow pointing and where do you want to go?
It's not
Okay.
even an arrow. It's like you just feel it, and it's like beaming there in the background until until the concentration ends.
Have you played Fable?
I have.
You
The
know
second
that golden path that is like some powder
Yes.
that guides you to where you want to go.
Yes.
Just I imagine.
But this is not so much like that. This is not so much like it actually shows the way. It just points you to the direction where something is.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Mm,
So long it's within the distance that the spell lets you.
okay, then I think I will choose Wrathful Smite because it pushes the
Sure.
targets away, right?
You already have Wrathful's Might.
No. I mean the other one. Thunderous.
Saving Smite. Or
Thunderous Smite.
which one? Thunderous Smite. Okay. I
Yeah.
think Thunderous Smite will also be compendium compatible. Thunderous. Let's see.
Your weapon rings with. Okay, pushed away
Yeah.
10
No,
feet.
Thunderous is not
And
in
not
the list.
prone.
You're gonna need to add it manually.
Okay,
Again.
another one.
Another one.
Another one. Okay. It's a first level.
It's a first level evocation spell. Casting time is bonus action. Range is self. The components are just verbal. The duration is concentration, up to 1 minute. And list is right there.
Evocation.
The effect
It is
is
not a
you
ritual
do 3d6
casting
extra
kind.
thunder damage, and if it's a creature, it must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from you and knocked prone.
One bonus action, range, self, target, no, verbal. Up to 1 minute.
Concentration, you need to tick it.
Requires concentration. Spellcasting ability, charisma. Innate? What is that?
Innate, that's ignore it. It's if you can cast it for free. Like a dwarf
Okay,
can
what's
cast
happening?
invisibility.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I opened it. I
Okay.
wanted to check if I had put concentration. But you did. It's important you can tell, just at a glance, what spells are concentration and what not. Because remember, you can only concentrate on one thing at a time.
Yes, and you every time you get hit, you have to make a concentration check. At high levels, nothing, right? Wait.
I think you haven't copied it entirely. I think you copied it.
yeah, I just realized. Okay, that's it. Thunder
Right.
Smite.
Make sure to collapse it. And your spell should be ready, Chicho. We are only level 2. Okay, so
it's only half an hour.
yes. Okay, so the next feature is your Divine Smite. Pretty simple.
Divine Smite.
Starting at second level, when you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can expend one spell slot to deal radiant damage to the target in addition to the weapon's damage. The extra damage is 2d8 for a first level spell slot, plus 1d8 for each spell level higher than first, to a maximum of 5d8. The damage increases by 1d8 if the target is an undead or a fiend, to a maximum of 6d8.
Divine Smite. Or improved Divine Smite.
Improved Divine Smite? Why are you getting that?
I just looked up for Smite in the.
That might be something else. Just ignore that. Just get normal Divine Smite. But Divine Smite is not a spell. It's a class feature. Remember that.
It's a class feature. Okay.
Yes. You're gonna need to either copy paste it by hand, probably.
By hand?
Into the feature. Yes.
Really?
Like you did blind fighting. Like you did.
It's up there in the compendium.
Can you drag it into your sheet?
Wait, it's lagging. No, I cannot.
Told you. Just copy paste it by hand. You only
where
have
was
a couple more things to copy paste by hand.
Don't know where to put it. And attacks and spellcasting.
It's in features and traits where you need to put it.
Okay.
And now I will add something for you.
Starting at second level.
Yes, you are second level. So I have put Divine Smite of first level and Divine Smite of second. There you go. So
Okay,
you have
do I
it
need
all.
to add this?
I'm adding it for you, just to speed things up.
Source.
Don't worry about source. I know where the sources are. So this is more for you to identify it. So if you check your your attacks and spellcasting thing, the center of the tab, I've already added your first Divine Smite and your second Divine Smite. Keep in mind, this calculates critical, but it doesn't calculate if you're hitting an undead or a fiend. When it does, you need to add an extra d8.
Okay.
2d8 if you're critting. But I will tell you if it is at the time.
Nice.
Okay, so with Divine Smite added, the next one is shorter, is Divine Health. At third level, the divine magic flowing through you makes you immune to disease. Which is one of the most bullshit things about paladins, in my opinion. But it is powerful. No doubt powerful.
Divine health. By third level, the divine magic flowing through your makes you immune to disease. What is disease?
Disease, like catching disease.
Like having a cold?
Yes, but in D&D, the diseases are more than just having a cold. They're like, oh, you're getting slowly, your gut's shitting out. There's, you actually believe you're crazy. You actually believe you're like someone else, or,
Okay.
there's magical diseases, so you're immune to them.
Having a cold. Got it.
Yes, that means you're also immune to having a cold.
Fine.
All right. Once you've done that, we're just gonna make it simple. Scroll a bit down, and make sure to add harness divine power. Well, no. First, let's do the subclass actually. So, subclass. As you remember from Baldur's Gate, once you're out of classes when they hit level 3.
Yes.
Because we're gonna be level 3 now. By the way, I forgot to do the HP. By the way, but your next your each level.
What about the armor class?
We will do the equipment afterwards. Don't worry.
Okay.
Should
I put a 3 in the level?
Yeah, you can do that. Put it to 3. In fact, just put it. Let's do the hit points and the hit dice all together now.
Okay.
So put it to 5, level 5.
5, fine.
The sheet. So as you can tell, the proficiency bonus has increased, and your hit dice. So your hit dice should be 5 hit dice out of 5.
Wow,
right
no,
now.
I have 7 athletics.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. You have 18 and proficiency, and you're level 5. Of course, you will have a +7.
And a +6 to stealth.
Yeah, makes sense. Like I'm saying, make sure to put your hit dice to 5.
My hit dice to 5.
I just forgot your speed too. I'll put it for you. Okay. So, let's do the hit points. Do you want to gamble with hit points? I do not recommend you gamble, but you can always gamble. What I always say is, you can gamble with hit points, but don't come crying if you roll low.
Too risky, right? For me being the tank.
The average that you can take is higher than the average you can roll. Let me put it like this.
Okay, then.
So your hit dice is 1d10. The average of a hit of d10 is 5-6. The average you can take instead of rolling is 6, which is automatically higher. So you would take 6 plus your constitution level per level. So you would gain 9 hit points per level, as you currently are.
So
which means
45.
that you gain, which means that you gain 4 times 9, which is
45.
No, that's 5 times 9. It's 4 times 9.
4 times 9, then it's 36.
36. So you gain 36. So you have
13
49. 49 HP total. That is a lot of hit points.
49.
49 out of 49. Make sure to put it. You have a lot of hit points.
Is that a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
Want me to tell you the second person with you're currently the person with the highest hit points.
Okay. The second.
When I tell you the next person with the highest hit points, I'll tell you right now. It's Switchblade, and Switchblade is the character from Inca, and Switchblade has also 49. So you're tied with him.
Okay.
There you go. You're both tied. All right. So next would be your subclass. Let's do subclass. So there's a couple of subclasses you can read, and I think we can all just die because you have such decision paralysis. I have a suggestion if you will listen to it.
Sure.
Paladins don't normally go range weapons. They don't. They really hate them. But there's a way around it, which is devotion. Devotion paladins can, with their channel divinity, if you open it, let me send it to you.
Channel divinity.
Check. You can essentially bless your weapon and make it a sacred weapon. So it automatically makes it basically a holy weapon.
Wow.
And it becomes magical technically for the duration. So you cannot stack it with magical weapon, but it's pretty good. Though it's not good for stealthing, I would like to point out, because it shines brighter than a torch. Shines quite bright.
Okay,
your weapon.
I think I've seen that in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, yeah.
Some
So
weapons you take it on, you put it on,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it
So this is
just
the
starts slow.
yeah. So yeah. So this is um the only subclass that will allow you to get something from range weapons, and it's through sacred weapon. You could 100% in a fight have your gun blessed and then cast magic weapon on your longsword if you want to, and just go with two magic weapons that way if you
Mm-hmm.
want to. That could be a thing that you could go, but you cannot stack sacred weapon and magic weapon. Keep that in mind. This is the only paladin class that will give you anything to do with your range attacks.
So
The rest all
can I
want
go with
different things.
a longsword in my hand and the other with a pistol?
Yes, with a feat, which I will tell you about in a short
Okay,
while.
because if not, maybe it's better to have the great sword and then switch out to.
Longsword.
Uh,
What are you talking about? You want to go greatsword now?
no, I'm just I'm just theorizing about it.
Sure, sure, but like here's the thing. Um, you cannot go normally with a handheld weapon like a light weapon like a pistol and a longsword because the longsword isn't light. You could get with
Okay.
a short sword, but
Mm-hmm.
the longsword isn't light. There is a feat called dual wielder, which is pretty good
Uh-huh.
because among many things, it gives you more AC when you hold two weapons. It allows you to coordinate much better with two weapons, but more importantly, it allows you to pull out two weapons at the same time, draw two weapons at the same time, and it allows you to hold two weapons that don't need to be light weapons.
Okay.
So that's how you bypass the longsword ban, so to speak.
Okay.
And it also gives you like again, you can draw them at the same time, store them at the same time. You can gain one AC more. It's pretty good. But we'll go to feats next.
Okay.
Okay, so do you like devotion enough? It doesn't have much to it because
Sure.
paladin subclasses don't really don't have
I'll
much.
trust you.
So devotion, what it gives you essentially is a use of channel divinity that you can use either to bless your weapon or to use the turn undead feature, which you have seen me using with Shadowheart before.
It's on the unholy.
Yeah, it's like turn undead. It's I
What
think it's
is?
slightly
What does it do? I read it on Shadowheart, but I never cast it
yeah
because I don't understand it.
yeah. So basically, you turn undead only affects undead, but turning unholy also affects fiends. Any fiend or undead that is within 30 feet of you, okay,
Uh-huh.
must make a wisdom save against your charisma, your DC, which is your charisma thing. You can say if you go to your spells, you can see the DC, what it is, but I think it should be 15 for you right now. If they fail, they are considered turned. Turned is an ability, condition, let's say, that forces the creature to get the fuck away from you unless it receives
Okay.
damage. And it will keep going for a minute until it receives damage or the minute ends.
Okay.
So that's what it is. It's the only. This is the only subclass option that allows you to do that to fiends. By the way, regular clerics cannot do that to fiends, but your paladin can make fiends run around, run away.
So that is good.
It is. It is. Devotion is good. It's just simple. It's like it's like the mechanism of a rock. You know, like it's
Yes.
simple. So you can do that per long rest. You can do that to either bless your weapon, so that to bless, for example, your range weapon, or bless your melee weapon if you want to be melee weapon. Keep in mind that just the only thing that I would put as a big caveat to your concept is that you will be struggling to stealth with your holy weapon enchanted because you are carrying something that's glowing quite brightly. So it's very hard to
That
stealth.
is not good.
No, but there's something we
Because
can do for feats, and again, it's an action. It only lasts a minute, if I'm correct. Yeah, lasts a minute. So it's more of a you decide to do it right before jumping to combat. So instead of stealthing, you can choose to imbue your weapon, which would be actually if you manage to do it away from the enemy, you know, they would just see like a maybe at most a bright, a small puff of light suddenly. But it
okay.
shouldn't break your stealth if you don't see yourself in the bright light, kind of thing. There is also another feat you can take to try to counteract this a bit more if you want to, but that would be the only downside I would say for your concept. The rest I think works really well.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
So,
I'll go with it.
all right. Then copy the channel divinity.
Channel
Options.
divinity.
Yes.
Ah,
If you also you should copy your tenets of devotion because that's the code you have sworn to uphold.
sense of devotion. Where to though?
It's the first feature inside of the subclass.
Oh, but where do I copy it?
Again, to the features and trait.
Features and
You might want to start collapsing them even more. So like so. See? You see what I'm doing? Collapsing them. Whenever you need to read them, you can open them. See? Like so. Much more neater. Less scrunched.
sense of devotion and channel divinity. Okay. What else?
Okay. Have you copied your tenants? Have you copied your channel divinity?
Yes.
Okay. The old spells, I think right now they won't matter. You didn't want them regardless. The old spells you get are spells that you could have chosen for your spells, basically.
Protection from evil and good. Sanctuary.
Basically, those
Lesser
are added to
restoration.
your, those are added to your spell list, so to speak. You could have
Yes.
picked them, but some of them were
Oh,
already
didn't.
in your spell list because this is a very old subclass. So,
Okay.
alright, that will be all for the subclass. Now
Yay.
we have an ASI at 4th level. Do you remember what an ASI was?
Nope.
Okay, you can choose to either get a feat or improve your skill, your attributes more if you want to.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, first, you already are getting a free feat from the character creation. I think you would probably take the dual wielder because I think it really goes well for you, right?
Uh-huh.
Because you can draw two weapons at the same time. You can store two weapons at the same time. You get +1 AC when you have two weapons out, and your two weapons can be, from any kind of,
Yes.
any kind of weight. It doesn't. So long you have the hands for it, it can be any weight.
Okay.
So dual wielder definitely is a great feat for that. So if
Mhm.
you're taking that, then you can consider either taking another feat or taking an ASI, which would give you a +2 to one attribute or 2 +1s to two attributes. You could cap your strength with that if you want to,
Is that
or
good?
reaching maximum strength. You would have maximum strength with the strength 20.
Yeah, but is that good?
It would be a +5. That's the human limit. That's as far as you can get. Only magical items and special things can make you higher. It is good because anything that uses strength will have the highest possible modifier in the game.
Okay.
But it doesn't give you more to play with. I have suggestions of feats if you would like to hear them. Instead of like just going for the. That would be like what the min maxer goes for, okay? They want the higher number, right?
Okay.
But I have feats. I have reworked the Skulker feat. You don't have to look for it in the online because it's my own rework of it. It's an already existing feat that I have adapted. You can go to character creation, reworked feats, reworked and new feats, and there you can see it. If you scroll down, Skulker, Skulker.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
So, if you see inside of the game, under the folder of character creation, there is a journal entry called Reworked and
Yeah,
New Feat.
I'm there.
Okay, scroll down until you find Skulker, which is spelled
Skulker.
Skulker.
Okay, here.
So that's a feat that's a bit broken in the sense that it doesn't work how it was designed. I changed it so that it makes a bit more sense and it actually works within the confines of the rules. This
Okay.
feat would allow you to still hide even while you're holding a torchlight, like just the thing is. But you
Okay.
do need to be away from the side. You need to have up to half cover or more. So half of your
Uh-huh.
body covered.
Okay.
So like a wall or something needs to cover you.
Mm-hmm.
When you are hidden from a creature and miss with a ranged weapon attack, the attack itself doesn't reveal your position,
Oh wow.
which is very funny. Because what happens? Let's say that you manage to sneak up to an enemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot just quite get to him, and you decide to shoot him. So you pull out your gun, aim at him, and shoot and miss. The gun flies, and the guy just stands up. Where did that guy go? Where did that guy go? You are still hidden.
Okay.
So it's
That could
good.
be
It's good.
funny.
Yeah. And lastly, dim light doesn't impose disadvantage on your wisdom perception checks relying on sight. So if you're
Okay.
seeing something with less than ideal lighting, like
Mm-hmm.
for example, relying on your dark vision is less than ideal. A creature with dark vision still wants to use light to, for example, read or do something like manual labor, like pick a lock, stuff, something like that.
Okay.
You do want to still use light. In your case, a skulker doesn't need it. A
Okay.
skulker can see pretty well in the
Good.
dark.
Now, what do I do with it?
If you want to take it,
Uh-huh.
add it to your sheet as features and traits. There are other I can recommend for you if you want to, other feats if you don't like this one.
I like it.
If you like
It
it,
looks
that's fine.
funny. It's
Um,
just like this really big guy that looks threatening.
yeah,
It
blast
just
you with a holy
sneaks up
weapon.
to you, grabs its sword, bonk,
Yeah, yeah,
chop off
100%.
its head.
100%. You can definitely go for that.
Ah, I like that.
Okay, then go and copy and paste it from that thing and add it as a
Did
feature
it?
and trait. Okay. Lastly, your last. Technically, there's one more.
Mm, the dual
The
wielder, right?
dual wielder, yeah, but we can do that after.
Okay.
Harness divine power. That's another thing you should add.
Harness.
Which is you can use your channel divinity to gain a spell slot, but it's not good for you. It's really situational and not that good for you.
Harness.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Harness. It's in the page I sent you for Paladin.
Okay, it's not in the.
It's not in the compendium. Again, do not use the compendium unless I tell you. Its uses are very limited, sadly. Should I send you the link again? It's not a spell, it's a class feature of Paladin. All Paladins have this.
I don't see it in Discord.
Yeah, just go to the Paladin link. I can send it to you again, but it's right above the last link.
Okay.
I can send it to you again.
Harness.
Harness Divine Power. It's an optional ability. Do you find it?
Mm,
Searching the page Harness, you should be able to find it. It's right below Oath
Okay.
Spells Channel Divinity. Sacred Oath, Oath Spells Channel Divinity.
harness divine power optional.
Also, one final thing, all spells you always have
Okay.
prepared.
I have it.
That way. You have it? Okay, we actually fucked up something. Or actually fucked up because I should know better. Paladins always have prepared the oath spells, so you actually get the spells that are your oath spells for free. They don't come for your
Oh, really?
maximum spells. Yeah. So you gain protection from evil and good, sanctuary, lesser restoration, and zone of truth.
Okay, I'll add them later.
Okay, so after you've added Harness Divine Power, there would just be one more Paladin feature.
Paladin feature in features and traits, right?
Yeah, under features and traits.
Okay, right there.
And there's one more feature left, and that is extra attack. When you take the attack
Okay.
action on your turn, you can make a second attack. Right there in the under Paladin too.
Extra attack. Good.
Okay. Now you can add the dual wielder feat. Say, because we're gonna be adding the background stuff. It's just the simple and easy.
Okay, is it in the compendium?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. It's a feat. Let me find it for you.
You're probably faster
Dual
than me.
wielder.
Mm,
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Copy paste that under features and traits. And while you do so, I'm gonna add a global AC modifier.
Oh.
Yep.
What was
Second.
that?
There you go.
Okay.
I'm just adding a global AC modifier. There you go. Indicating for your AC to change whenever you're wielding two weapons. There you go.
Okay.
Alright, we're close to the end-ish. We still have equipment, background, merits, and flaws left. Okay, so for equipment, since a lot of characters need a bit more money,
Oh, and I need
what
to
we're
add
doing,
the protection from evil and good, sanctuary, lesser illustration.
yeah, you can add those if you want to. But I'm looking for something really quick. But you need to roll for gold.
Gold.
Gold, which
It's
will
just-
determine how much gold you have.
It's just like it's a lottery.
Yeah, because you have a minimum gold that you will get. Though. Okay, so roll.
It's
roll-
just like in real life. You don't decide where you're born, how much.
kind of, but you at least have the minimum secured. So roll 5d4.
5d4. Okay.
I'm following the step-to-step process to build a character. Yeah, that I addressed, but don't worry, I'm helping you out. So 5d4, and
Okay,
then the result we multiply it by 10. That is the gold that you have rolled, and let's see how much it is. Okay, you would get then 120 gold, but that is below what I say it is. So you actually get 150 gold.
Okay.
Yeah. So the
I'm
minimum
for
you can get is 150. All right. So, couple of important
5d4,
things.
is that right?
What is right?
Okay. No, nothing.
So, if you see your equipment on the bottom center,
Mm-hmm.
you see there's copper, silver, electrum, gold, and platinum in that order from left to right. Go to gold and put 150 there under it. There you go. You have 150 gold coins. Very well. Now we're gonna spend it. How are we gonna spend it? Well, you need to buy your equipment, don't you?
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
We know for certain that you want a gun and that you want a longsword. So why don't we start with the longsword?
Sure.
Okay. A longsword costs 15 gold. So spend 15 gold,
Okay.
look in the compendium, and drag longsword into your sheet. Make sure that you're dragging the item longsword and not the proficiency longsword.
Item.
Yeah, make sure that you're dragging the longsword item. Okay, once you have dragged the longsword item, you see that you have actually gotten easy rollies up ahead. Do you remember when you had your surprise attack and your divine smite things to
Yes,
toggle?
I see it.
Now you see it, you have one hand and two hands. You will mostly be using it one hand, your longsword, just so you know. Okay?
Okay.
Because you're a dual wielder. Okay, so that would be 15. Okay. The next thing we should consider is your pistol.
A
Now,
gun.
the pistol is not in the compendium, it's under Ethercard Firearms. You can get an a pipe pistol for 50 gold. But you could buy something better because a pipe pistol actually has a discount if you buy it at this point. But if you want to spend more, I think you cannot. You don't have enough. Yeah, so you can only buy a pipe pistol for 50 gold right now.
Okay. How do I put it?
You need to add it manually.
Okay.
You click the plus icon on the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Pipe pistol, you should have 1 unit of it, and it weighs 2 pounds. And it costs you 50.
Range.
Oh wait, you're actually doing the thing. No, it's dexterity.
Strength. Okay,
This is
dexterity.
dexterity. A pipe pistol has the following properties. The damage is 1d8 plus dexterity. The weight is 2 pounds. The range is 50 to 150.
Wait,
It has
I'm
the
not that
loading
fast.
property. Yes.
1d8 plus dex.
What dexterity? Yes.
The range.
No, don't write plus dexterity
Okay.
because it's right here next to it. Do you see?
Okay, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. The type is piercing. Make sure to write that.
Piercing. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And its range is, if you check the thing, the pipe pistol is 50 to 150 range. So you need to put range 50/150, which
Okay.
means you can shoot up to 50 feet in distance with no problem. But any further shooting at that range from 51 to 150 carries disadvantage. You've probably seen it in Baldur's Gate.
Okay. Yes.
So you know, it also has the loading property. What does it mean? You can only make 1 attack with it per turn, even if you have extra attack.
Okay.
For you, it shouldn't be a problem, because you probably want to use your sword and your pistol. So you use your sword once and your pistol with another. Or you use your sword twice, but you cannot use your pistol twice.
Okay.
Now, for now, there are feats you can eventually get to ignore that. But I think for your character, it works just fine this way. Okay?
Good.
Make sure to collapse it when you're done.
Good. What about the crit?
Ignore that.
Okay.
Make sure to collapse it, click in the cog. Alright, so, and now add it to your items. Under longsword, in your items,
Items. Where are the items? Don't see.
do you see longsword on the center
Yes.
bottom? Okay, there, click the plus, make sure you're adding 1, write pipe pistol, and it weighs 2.
Not that, right?
Rolled an attack. You are rolling on your attacks. That's not what you need to click. You need to click below in the center, bottom
Okay.
center. There you go. Where your items are. Where it says equipment.
Now what?
You still not see it?
Yes. I see it.
The stream is not showing that.
Okay.
Yeah, the stream is saying that you're still in the attack section. Scroll all the way down to your sheet. At the bottom,
Okay. Equipment. Longsword. Plus. Pipe.
what? Evil marksman. Who are you, evil marksman? Just popped
No.
into here. The song. What? Plus my soul knife rope. Bippity boppity boo. You gonna do stuff at the goo? What? What?
What
How
are,
can we miss this? What?
what are you saying? I don't understand.
The stream chat. Someone commented something really odd. I left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. So there, underneath longsword, write pipe pistol, and it weighs 2 pounds. Do you see the
Hello.
no, you need to click right in the center. It's a bit sensitive. There you go. 2 pounds. There you go. Okay, so that is the pistol
Oh
itself.
my god. Okay.
Yes. Next should be your armor. For armors, we cannot use the vanilla D&D armors. We need to use the new
Wait.
armors.
I need to subtract 50 gold for
50
my,
gold, correct.
for my- Okay.
Okay.
Armor.
So I think that with your money, you probably are looking that you want steel-plated clothing, which is a type of light armor. For seeing your armors, you need to go to Karate Creation in the folder and scroll down until you see New Armor and Armor Rules.
Mm-hmm.
So, add steel-plated clothing. My recommendation for you, I'm gonna do a little
This
trick.
one.
A little trick. You don't have to worry about
Because
me. I'm gonna do it for you.
the medium armor has disadvantage with stealth.
Yes,
right?
correct. But the light armor doesn't. So.
Oh wait, it's still plate greatcoat that doesn't have disadvantage with stealth.
Steel plate great gold. Yeah. No, steel plate great gold.
Oh, but it costs 400 gold.
Yeah. But it caps your dexterity. Keep that in mind.
Caps my.
You actually get this. You get less
Okay.
AC from it, and also you cannot afford this.
I
400
see. I
gold.
see.
You actually get less AC for you if you take that one. I think.
55 gold.
Yeah. So get steel plate clothing. I'm gonna do something for you that's gonna ease your worries. Just give me a second. Let's see. There you go. I'm just shh. Don't worry. Don't worry about it, kid.
Ah. What is this?
Nothing. Don't worry. That's your armor.
No, no, no.
There you go.
It's bugging the
Is it?
web
How
is
is it
bugging.
How is it
'Cause-
bugging? How do you manage to make the landing page of a TTRPG bug? That's nothing. Let's see. Okay, so steel plated clothing. Your AC should be 12 plus your dex modifier. It weighs
Okay.
13 and it costs 55. So you should have 30 gold left.
30 gold left.
Okay.
And
Your AC
pour.
should be 12 plus your dexterity 3 plus 1 from your dual wielder. So your AC is right now 16. Your sheet says it correctly. Pretty good. The
Okay.
same as a chainmail, but allows you to be sneaky and mobile and doesn't weigh you down. Pretty
Okay.
good.
Where do I put the armor?
I already added the armor for you.
Okay.
I already did for you because it's a bit more complex, but I allowed you to do the cheat. All right. Then
Good.
what's left is to buy your let's get your background first, actually, before we spend any more money, because we need to see what else does your background give you that allows you to basically thrive, because there's still some little bit of equipment left. Here you go. Send you the link for the background. What do you feel your character has been doing with his life at this point?
Well, since
You've read the lore, you've read,
wait, sorry. Since it has the Southern language proficiency, maybe it comes from Southern.
You want him to be a Southern character?
I would have to read a lot about Southern, right?
There's just the one handout. That's the only thing, which is a mystery, basically. All you need to know about the Southern people, realistically, is that they were once a great nation to the south. They were very philosophically minded and very attuned to like peace of mind and whatnot. And then a series of natural disasters combined with tragedies and woeful tides ended up destroying the whole continent, and the people that lived in it had to flee, and they have scattered throughout the land. So you could be from Southern, but that's not what I'm asking. Although you could definitely do that. I'm asking what's his profession? What does he have skills in? What has he cut his chops in? His background, so to speak. That's what it's called.
He was a wanderer, you know. He was just like traveling all around the world.
Sure. And how did that give him money? Is my question. Like, how did he survive? You're describing an international homeless person. That's what you're describing.
One day he ran through some clerics, and
okay.
Wait. I'm just
You're describing backstory here. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking like, what
head.
did you do? The
Okay. I haven't decided, so I'm just making it up.
Okay, so what you should choose is something that fits your character. Then you need to go into backstory right now, because that's not what it matters right now. The backstory is more for later in your private time, I would say.
Okay.
What matters is what background are you choosing that will give you a series of more proficiencies, some background items, and a background feature. Okay, so it's gonna give you some money, it's gonna give you some skills, and it's gonna give you some stuff, basically. So we need to
Okay.
pick something that fits with you. For example, if you want to be someone that roams around, you could play an Outlander. If you want to be something from Southern, Outlander will give you this. If you see it, I will send it to you. It gives you a skill in athletics which you have already picked. So you probably would need to swap that out for a different one.
Wow. Okay. Another athletics. I could.
Yeah, you cannot stack it. To stack it, you need to do something else.
Okay.
So Outlander could fit. Outlander is pretty good. It has a lot of like flavor. Means that you like to travel. If you can see the origin, it indicates a lot of different things. You can either roll it or choose it, whatever you want. But it has a lot of different like options that you can play. It gives you athletics, survival proficiency. It gives you a proficiency in one type of musical instrument. It gives you one more language, and it gives you a staff, a hunting trap, a trophy from an animal you killed, a set of traveler's clothes, a pouch, and 10 gold. And your
But
feature
I
is that
cannot stack the athletics.
you cannot, but you will need to swap it for another one, basically.
Okay.
So we go to the paladin class and swap it, the athletics one. You want to check that out? How it will look? Paladin.
Let me check the paladin again.
Paladin. So you need to swap the athletics that you get from the paladin from
insight, maybe.
medicine, persuasion, or religion.
What about religion? I have a +3 in religion.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you get proficiency in religion, you will get +3 to it.
Okay. I think I can do that.
Go ahead. Then you have religion proficiency.
Okay.
Okay. If you go Outlander, make sure to write it that your background to write it is here, top right of your sheet.
Background.
Outlander.
Fine.
Okay. And what you need to add is the following then, from the items that Outlander gives you. It gives you proficiency in one type of musical instrument. What musical instrument do you want to play?
I quit the game. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Loading.
Yeah, the whole stream went up it.
Okay, good. I'm there. Where's this?
You have started a character mancer for some reason. Do not.
Cancel.
What have you done? Why?
I don't know.
Opt out. Opt out.
Okay.
Why have you started a character mancer?
I don't know. I clicked here.
There you go. Don't touch anything else. Don't create. No, don't click. Of course, don't click that. That's the character mancer.
I don't know.
Oh, that's the. Oh, you have. Since you've leveled up, do you want to use the character mancer? That's that button. Okay. So, what was it doing? Okay, so Outlander. You have the proficiencies. You need to choose a musical instrument you're proficient with. Which musical instrument do you want to be proficient in?
What are the options?
Any, really, so long it makes sense.
Okay. Just a hand drum or something like that.
Sure. You can actually find hand drum in the compendium. Just look for drum. Check proficiency for hand drum. For drum, sorry, just drum. And drag it into your sheet. You can also buy a drum if you want to.
I don't think I have the money for that.
You have? You don't know? Okay, so you gain proficiency in drum. That is fine. Alrighty then. And last, the equipment.
What are the music?
Equipment.
I'm not hearing the
is...
music, by the way.
You have also one language of your choice.
One language of my choice. Any language I want.
Again, if you're choosing an exotic one, you're gonna need to give me some fluff to go along with it.
Okay, let me check this.
Exotic ones, remember, are like Draconic, Celestial, Deep Tongue.
where was it at? New languages.
You can choose the new languages, or you can choose the standard D&D languages: Elvish, Orcish, Goblin.
Okay, Elvish is a pretty common one.
Go ahead. Elvish as a language exists in the compendium.
Okay.
That will be all your proficiencies. The next will be the items.
Items. Okay.
Yes. So, compendium compatible, the staff, the hunting trap, the traveler's clothes, and the pouch are. So you can search for those.
The
So
what?
search for quarter. Yeah, you
Where are
get
you
this
looking?
item. In the compendium,
Uh-huh.
you get all these items from your background as Outlander.
Okay.
So, in the compendium, search for quarterstaff, and you get a quarterstaff.
Uh,
Did you write quarterstaff with Q? No, you did not. There
okay.
you go. You wrote it with C. Make sure to drag the item, not the proficiency.
Okay. Quarterstaff.
Okay.
Pouch, right?
Pouch, yes. Hunting trap.
Hunting.
Tongue.
Clothes.
Traveling clothes, yes. And what else do you get?
No, no traveling clothes.
Traveler.
Traveler clothes.
Right,
Okay.
traveler. Ler. ER ending.
No.
No, just write traveler.
Traveler's clothes. Okay.
Told you. Okay. You go.
What else?
And the last thing is something you need to add by hand, and it's a fluff item for you to choose however it looks or whatever it is. It's a trophy from an animal you killed.
Okay, like a skull or something like that.
Yeah, 100%. It could be a skull. Up to you.
Okay. Yes, it
Up
could
to
be
you.
a skull
That's not
of
a company. It's a fluff item.
a skull of an elk, maybe.
Sure. Carry this massive skull of an elk if you want to.
Yeah, let's just put it in the back, you know. Just,
It's that is proficiencies where you're hovering over.
or
Careful.
or
It's an equipment. In
maybe
equipment.
a smaller animal just in the shoulder, you know,
Sure. So long it's comfortable for you to carry.
like I don't know. I haven't thought of it. Like,
It's your
maybe,
choice. Like just write. That's a more of a background thing. Just write a trophy from an animal you killed in your inventory. That's all you need to do.
Okay,
And then you can
Nope.
decide it later.
not
You
bad.
are adding proficiencies there.
That's proficiency.
I've warned you
okay.
already. That is not proficiency.
Uh,
It's an equipment.
no. How do I get rid of that?
Okay, I'll do it for you.
Okay.
It's the center, bottom center one for equipment.
Button set. Okay, here.
A trophy from an animal you killed. You adding it correctly? Yes. Okay. All right.
How much does
Then-
it weigh?
Yes. Don't worry about the weight unless you go for like the elk set. I will make it weight for you.
Okay.
Like again, it could be something very small. It could be something very big. So it's more of a fluff item.
Mhm.
Okay, then you also get 10 gold. Keep that in mind.
So plus
Yeah,
10.
so add plus 10 gold. Yes.
Okay.
And now you should buy bullets.
Bullets.
Bullets. Yes.
Do I search it in the company?
No, this is a homebrew thing. So 10 bullets, because you're buying them during character creation, will be a gold and a half. So 20 bullets would be then 3 gold.
3 gold. Okay.
Yeah, 20 bullets will be 3 gold.
Is
Each
is
10
20
bullets is 1 pound.
is 20 bullets a lot? No, right?
Well, how many do you plan to shoot? That's the thing. You do have a discount of 50% during character creation.
Okay. Then maybe I'll spend 6 gold and buy 40 bullets.
Sure, go ahead. That will give you 34 gold, and you will have 40 bullets, which would be 4 pounds.
4 pounds? 6 pounds?
Oh
no, okay. I was talking about money.
Yeah, 6 gold coins
okay.
and 4 pounds.
34.
The game is in pounds and feet.
Yeah,
it's
I
imperial.
4 pounds. Okay.
Okay, so the rest is really up to you. But I would recommend that you buy at least. I can give you a list of things that you can buy. Let me give you. Actually, this is a roll 20 in link I'm gonna give you.
How do I know if I'm encumbered?
It will tell you the shit, but let me tell you, you're gonna struggle to get encumbered. With a high strength and powerful build, you can literally pick up a giant and throw it.
Okay.
And you actually have a good chance at achieving that, actually, with your skill. So there you go. That's the link to all of the adventuring gear you can buy. Though consult some of the weirder ones, because some of them are like setting specific. I do recommend that you buy
Bedroll?
Yeah, I do recommend that you buy yourself a pack. Probably an explorer's pack would be the best for you.
Okay.
An explorer's pack. All of that should be companion compatible, by the way, so you could be able to search for it. But if you search explorer's pack, it's just gonna give you explorer's pack and nothing else. So don't search that. Search the actual individual items within the pack.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. I would also recommend that you buy an arcane focus, which for you can be a holy symbol. So an amulet, an emblem, or a reliquary.
Explorer's pack. Okay.
And anything else you might want to need or use, that's really up to you. The rest of the money is up to you to spend however you want.
Explorer's pack. Backpack. Bedroll.
You also get a discount in buying an animal, but probably you don't need it because you can literally summon a draft animal. So
then I have 2 animals.
I mean, you can afford a mule if you want to with that money. You cannot afford a horse with the money you have left, I'm afraid.
Mesquite. What is a mesquite, by the way?
It's like a field trip eating tools. Like a small tray with dining tools, like a fork, a knife.
Tinderbox. Alms box.
Alms box with an explorer?
Yeah, right? Oh, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Alms box.
10 torches.
Yeah, explorers gives you tinderbox, bedroll, mesquite, tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 days of rations, water skin, and has 50 feet of hempen rope. Just search for hempen rope, by the way, or just search for rope in general to find it. Search for rations, also 10 you get. That's probably the heaviest you're gonna get after the hunting trap.
Rations.
I would like to point out, Chicho, the chat is nothing but you accidentally pressing buttons.
That's good. That's so you can tell it's me.
It's high quality. You're setting the trend. Yeah.
Just asserting dominance.
There you go.
Like T-posing. It's just the same, but.
Okay. So you get a water skin too, and a hempen rope. You might want to consider buying more water skins or more rations or more rope if you want to. You can see all the individual prices below. I do recommend that you remain with a bit of money because you will need to pay for lodging, food, and other expenses. So you will earn money through the game, obviously.
Emperor rope. Okay. How do I write 50 feet of hempen rope? It's just.
Don't need to write it. All the
Okay.
hempen rope is 50 feet. You can put 50 feet next to it if you want to.
Okay.
But there's no like 20 feet
Okay.
hempen rope.
What else did you
Um,
tell me to buy?
no, it's up to you if you want to buy more water skins, more rations, a tent. That's up to you. Really.
Water skin doesn't last long, I'm guessing.
Water skins is Cantimplora, basically.
Yes.
You feed it. The contents of one water
I can.
skin allows you to satisfy 1 day's worth of water.
Okay, but I can
each water
fill it
skin is
every
pretty heavy.
day just beside a river or something like
Yeah,
that.
you can. If the water is fine, you can. There is, however, a something to take into account that you're going to a really cursed place, so you might actually need more. Something
Okay.
like a barrel might be. If you have, for example, if you want to buy a saddle for your animal, could be the time also.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if saddles are in adventuring gear. No, they are not. Let me check in animals then. It should be. Because that's something you might want to consider. And there's also another thing you should consider, and that is if you want to. There you go. Saddle. Where is it? There you go. Saddles, which I think you barely have money to buy. This might think you consider buying for your horse. There you go. I sent to you privately. Exotic military pack riding. Pack just allows you to put saddlebags to it so that you can carry stuff. Riding allows you to avoid being dismounted, like pushed by the horse. Military allows your horse to be more nimble and more able to avoid being caught in things and protects you and the mount better. Uh, and exotic is only for like exotic animals like elephants and bigger.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe the pack is fine.
yeah, if you don't need to, you actually don't need a saddle. If you don't want to carry saddlebags, that's fine. Although with a saddle pack, you could definitely tie a barrel to it with your rope, and the barrel fill it with water if you want to. That could be something you can do, and your horse 100% can carry you and a barrel of water. 100% can do that. Is that something
Okay.
you would be interested in?
And the bottle of water, yes.
Sure. Or beer could be something like that.
Uh,
If you want to, it could be anything so long you pay for it.
so how do I
Well, you
search it
pay.
in the compendium?
So barrel, each companion compatible?
I don't know.
It is. It is. I'm telling you, it's 2 gold and it can hold up to 40 gallons of liquid.
Okay. Barrel of water and attach it to my horse.
Yeah, but you don't need to actually drag it onto your sheet. You need to put it on your horse. If you see, you have Chicho's horse.
Where?
You see under pets and aids? Do you see it? Up top?
Pets and aids. Chicho's horse. Right.
Yes. If you open that, you should have access to the horse. You can rename it and whatnot. Don't change the stats, obviously, because your stats are the same, except the intelligence is a 6. That's the only thing that needs to be changed. Because your horse is slightly smarter.
Okay.
Well, it's actually much smarter than regular horses. Like, for example, it will not get afraid the second
Maybe
like an animal
okay.
comes.
So I'll just
Yeah.
drag a barrel onto the.
No, you cannot.
horse.
You cannot drag a barrel here. Here, you should tally them individually. I recommend that you add it individually. Put like you got in a pack saddle, hempen rope, and a barrel, and whatever you're filling it with.
Okay.
So a
Here?
barrel would be 2 gold. Rope would be 1 gold for hempen. So you have 3 gold, and to fill it, What would be? You want water or alcohol?
Water, just water, please. I'm kind of hungover.
Hey, you have a good constitution. You probably can drink someone on the table.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so it will cost you 3 gold in total
3 gold.
to get
Okay.
another set. You have a rope. You should put it on your horse. Put saddlebag. Well, the saddle actually will cost you a bit more. The saddle will cost you 5 gold, so total of 8 gold. So write in your journal page of your horse, so you see your horse's journal. That says Chicho's horse,
Journal.
and you see the token.
Hmm.
Under Bio and Info, the tab that says Bio and Info,
Uh-huh.
you see it? Click the Edit button,
Edit
and
button.
inside, that's your journal page, and under the bio of the
Okay.
journal page, write barrel filled with water, put 40 gallons, hempen rope,
Wait. Barrel. Fuck. I can't write. Mm. 40 gallons. What else?
barrel, 40 gallons water, hempen rope 50 feet, and saddle, what's it called? Saddle, saddle pack saddle. The horse right now is carrying 15 pounds plus.
Is it saddle?
Yeah, it should be negligible for a horse. 15 pounds plus 70, that will be 120 plus the water, which is another 40. That will be.
Is it like this? I don't know if I spelled it correctly.
110, 40, and 100 and. Yeah, that's fine, T. We'll put hempen rope 50 feet because it not it looks like you're carrying 50 hempen ropes.
Okay. Could be.
Could be. So it will weigh 140 pounds. Do you want to know how much a horse can carry? Your horse can carry.
No, really.
I might want to consider it.
I don't have the money to it.
Yeah, but you don't know it. You can already have it like already done. You know. You have right now 140 pounds filled.
Okay, until it dies, then it drops on the ground and I have to summon another one.
But it's gonna be it's exactly identical the one you summon. It's a familiar, remember? Okay. So.
Good.
Okay then. You've spent the gold. Do you want to buy anything else? Want to keep the rest of the money?
I don't really know what to do with the money.
It's up to you. We can leave it at that, and you can look at more.
Buying what you told me to because I don't really.
I was
know.
suggesting things. It's up to you. Just trying to cover you.
I followed suggestions, so
okay.
And
okay.
Nothing else for me.
All right. Then the last thing would be the mates and flaws. I suppose you have checked them.
I have checked them a little, yes.
Is there something you now are feeling like getting?
Nope.
Like adding? Because you should be getting merits and flaws. You should not be getting them.
Okay.
So it's something you can either think about it if you need it, and we can call it here the stream if you want to. You have a pretty solid thing. You still have to do a couple of things left, but I think those are less entertaining to see in a thing. And it would be good to keep your mates and flaws secret regardless.
What would you recommend me?
Well, the thing is, merits and flaws is the way you want to accentuate your character. I recommend that you read them all, and if there's one that you really like, that you add it. That's what I recommend you. But just keep in mind the following. Not all merits immediately mean something good, and not all flaws mean immediately something bad. Sometimes a flaw can be turned into something good. Like imagine that you're really bad telling jokes, then it can be like a fun thing You're just horrible and you turn it into a roleplay thing. And
Being
imagine that your
pro-social.
merit is that you have a loved one that has a lot of wealth. But suddenly they get kidnapped, So that's the kind of thing.
So
Don't think
if
of
I get like a physical merit, do I also get a physical flaw?
no. What you need to get is dots. So you can take a mental flaw, like for example, I am illiterate, I cannot read. That will be at 1 point.
Okay.
Uh, and you get a 1 point acute sense. I have really good nose, for example. That's the thing.
Okay.
But yeah, there's supernatural merits and flaws. There's a plethora of them. There's plenty of you to check out and read. Unless you want to discuss about something on stream.
No. I
But
think
that's
it's
something you should definitely look
too much
into.
for now.
I understand. I understand.
But yeah, I'll check them out, and we'll tell in the actual game.
Just keep in mind, your mates and flaws normally should be as a concept of secret to the other players, for them to find out what's going with you. If you have like some previous deaths, or if you have a secret, like maybe you are part devil or something like that.
Okay.
You'll see. There's a bunch of them.
Fine.
All right, then. With that, the only thing that you would need to do is finish up a couple of things, add a token, to it. I'll give you some resources afterwards, as always. And if you want to also change your horse, name your horse.
My horse.
If you want to name it, name your character. Do you have a name yet for your
No,
character?
I don't have a name for my character yet.
So,
but
what you are missing to edit your name, you need to go to edit. For the horse, you need to go to edit. Top right.
Okay.
Top right. There you go. There you can change the name of the horse to whatever name you want to give it.
I want it to be a funny one, but I'm not coming up with anything. So
That's fine. You can wait, but keep in mind we are playing this Sunday. You need to finish the rest of things by Sunday.
I know. Okay, then we'll call it out here.
All right, then. Probably. With that, we are seeing the beginnings of a character that looks very scary. Let me tell you, very scary
for
man.
You or scary for me?
For the enemies of this man, like you imagine you're just like a regular ruffian. We have plundered this train, and the loot is ours. And then suddenly you start seeing your friends being popped, and it's like, where are the shots coming? We do not know.
Oh my god,
we do not know.
Okay. So
very scary, man. But yeah, congratulations, Chicho. You have made your first D&D character.
I have.
There's still some stuff to do, but we'll see. We will see. This Sunday at the same starting time as always, 5 p.m. CST or GMT plus what?
Plus 2. I think it's 2.
Yeah, I always struggle with GMT.
Please one.
Yeah, I hope everyone has enjoyed it. And look forward to this Sunday.
That's it. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks.
Bye-bye.